You know what's funny? The game has taken like it's finally actually opening. Hello. Thank you for the yeah, I also think I'm funny sometimes. Hey, there we go. See, it's finally opening. I clicked on starting game 5 minutes ago. More than 5 minutes ago. Like pretty much right when I turned on the music to start stream, I clicked on actually opening the game. I was like, oh, maybe I should start the game that I'm planning on playing today. And it's finally actually opened. I think something might be wrong with my computer. Maybe. I don't know. This doesn't feel normal. Maybe we'll also have some music sometime soon. There we go. Thank you for the kiss, Henry. Welcome in. Good evening, everyone. I hope you're all doing fine. Oh my god, I updated my phone to iOS 18 yesterday, so everything looks so different. And I'm still not used to it, but I'll give it a look, yeah. Though I have a feeling this is actually just a problem for specifically this game. Like, sometimes when I start it starts immediately, and sometimes when I start it just is a black screen for minutes. And if I click on it too soon, the process stops responding. It's... I don't know why exactly, but it just does that sometimes. But yeah, here we are. One more second. But yeah, we are still on case 4. Let me just... Oh my god, I'm very well prepared. I have everything open I need open. Absolutely not. I have nothing open, actually. No, oh my god. There we go. I know exactly what I want to do. I just need to actually do it. There. No. There we go. Alright. We are still on case 4. But I think we might have a feasible chance of finishing this one, because to me, what this feels like so far from what we've seen from case 4 is that it's not actually that long. But then case 5 is just going to be like double the length of everything we've ever seen in an Ace Attorney game. Because they're building up. They're building up. Because I don't think Kay is gonna get back her memory just in the next, what, half hour? Absolutely not. So they're building up something big. Why is my controller not? There it is. Okay. Good evening. How are you? Like, we're going to clear up case 4. Hopefully, yes. And then case 5 is just gonna throw us immediately into it, because I assume they're connected. A little. I don't think there's going to be a lot of time in between this one and the next one, though I could be wrong, but that's what I feel might happen. Imagine she just never gets it back. That's why we never hear from her again. Like, that's why she's never mentioned in any of the other games that came out after this one. She just doesn't exist anymore because they went to separate ways, because she never regained her memory, and she doesn't actually know who Edgeworth is. That would be horrible. Like, for some amount of time, this was the latest game in the last game in the series, and you wouldn't know what happened to anyone afterwards, right? But I know that Miles is still a prosecutor, so no matter how dire the situation may be, combination of all the previous cases, including the loose ends of, oh my god, yeah, it's gonna be long. Also, hi, Very, thank you for saving. We're gonna save immediately. Oh yeah, tonight is a game takes a long time to do anything. Because frankly, I just started my computer earlier, so it shouldn't be this bad. But who knows? I do have to admit, I don't clean this poor little guy as often as I should. And we do have 4 cats, so there's a lot of fur in the house. I should clean this computer more often. I probably don't want to imagine how much fur and everything else is in there. Let's see if I can get some voices to tonight. No way there's a mistake in Grandma's report. Not never. Why are so many people having trouble with their double negatives? We need to stop a certain furry creature. Well, see, the cats are allowed to go absolutely everywhere, so there's no way I could put this computer to not get cat hair on it.
I've been dealing with it that longer you've been alive, Sonny Jim. Me writing something wrong is about as likely as... Ouch! What the heck did you think I'd stand to gain by doctoring a file, Don't make a lick of sense.
And that's all she has to say. Nothing funky here. Alright. See, it's just as I thought. There's no chance a good doctor doctored her findings. That's not the voice I gave you last time, but that's the voice you're getting this stream, I guess. And you swear by the holy goddess that this testimony is true. Of course, Grandma's never told a lie in her...
Objection!
Your opinions are not necessary, Nurse Needler. Your grandmother's the subject of this inquiry, not you. Ooh, get her. Like 8 hours without reading aloud with always perfect answers, so yeah. Ooh. I cannot actually do the math, but... without reading aloud? Yeah, that thing is gonna take us a while. Yeah, for sure, for sure. Hell yeah. Though arguably we do get the perfect answers. So that at least that's not an issue. We only not get perfect answers if I try to go for funny achievements. But this game makes it very easy to get all of its achievements actually. Like Vader. Yeah, absolutely. I would have said like I think a full stream for sure. For sure. Classic Noah would go through the last case in one stream. No. Funnily enough, like aside from having to read out everything myself, Ace Attorney, I cannot go through the cases. Aside from like the introduction cases that are shorter, I cannot go through these cases in just one go. There are some breaks that the game actually gives you where it's like, okay, hi, here's a day change, or here's a big topic change. Like, take this break. The game gives you many breaks, but there are some where I'm like, okay, yeah, this is absolutely one where I can just put the game down for a while. Funnily enough, I cannot go through these in just one go. Though, arguably, I am hoping, actually, to get a return of Classic Noah with, like, during the day streams on the weekends again. I'm hoping, but we'll see. We cannot continue working on the attic currently, so I'm trying to carve out some time during the day for streams instead, so I don't you know, waste the day. So when it's like, oh my god, suddenly it's the evening. Oh god, suddenly I have to stream. Where did the day go? So I'm trying to hopefully fit some streams earlier in the day again. But on the other hand, I just realized earlier it's already the 20th of November. Like, what do you mean? Did November just start? What do you mean it's already ending? A proper schedule for whenever Persona 6 releases after all. Honestly, if I wasn't already like 30 hours into it, I would have made Metaphor a stream project. I am almost sad I didn't. It would have been perfect. If I wasn't struggling through Octopath Traveler, I think I would have done it. I would have put it on Saturday and just gone, you know what? Whatever the hell, here's another 15-hour stream. I don't care. Told a friend about this, actually. She was like, oh, have you ever played Persona 5? I'm like, me? No. Persona 5? No. What? No, I've never heard of Persona. What's that? Almost a month until Christmas. Yes. Also, sadly, a few more weeks of absolute disastrous working hours. As in, you know, it's the end of the year, so everything needs to be counted. You need to take inventory, I think. How do you say it in English? I think take. Anyway, that's gonna be like the week right before Christmas. So also, sorry, there's no background music, but the week right before Christmas, I have no idea if I'm going to be streaming at all. I can tell you this right now, because I have to start work earlier, and basically, like, we already know it's literally, like, we got an email about it. It's like, okay, everyone needs to start early, and it's open end. It's quite literally the entire week before Christmas. It's open end. There's like, oh, what? You usually work 6 hours? You usually work 8 hours? No. It's open end until we're done taking inventory. And I knew this was coming because that was the same thing that happened last year, but also, oh my fucking god. So that's gonna be fun. But then at least I'll have time off during Christmas time, so aside from spending a lot of time with a family, whether you want to or not, I'm hoping to maybe get some more streams out there for everyone else who might want to get a break from Christmas time with family, or just, oh, I'm not actually celebrating Christmas and I just want a funny news stream. I get you. I know not everyone's celebrating Christmas. The only thing we're doing for Christmas is pretty much just having fancy dinner with family you don't necessarily see during the entire year. We don't celebrate Christmas, especially. I did instantly leech of you. Yes, and it is very worth it, but also I haven't actually continued in a while. I last played Metaphor on the 3rd of November. What do you mean? I don't even have 30 hours. I only have 23. Never mind. I was lying, actually. Wow. I was lying. That's crazy. No way. What do you mean? It's already been over 2 weeks. Oh, okay. No more. No more. I thought I played it last week or something. I do not have a concept of time. I'm so serious. You're completely void of ideas on what to put in your wish list. Devoid even. Oh, I don't have anything on my wish list for this year either, actually. Haha. Though I don't usually have. I'm the type, I'm okay with just getting money for Christmas and then putting the money aside and then just buying whatever the hell I want. You help prepare one dinner with your sibling. Oh, nice. Yeah, the last patch was just weird. Oh, hey, what? You have to re-download 80 gigabytes for a patch of what? A few megabytes? Okay, but enough about that. No, I get it. I absolutely get you. Another friend bought the game, though I'm hoping to actually finish it before her, because if she catches up on my meager progress, I'm gonna be mad. Christmas means up to 4 family for different family visits. Yeah, same. Yeah, I get that. Like, Christmas Eve is usually just a small affair at home. Then the first Christmas or the first Christmas day, whatever, the 25th is another family, or another part of the family, and then the 26th is another part of the family, and then it continues. And then it's like, what? The Christmas holidays are technically already over? No, 27th is another part of the family. And 28 is the part of the family that doesn't want to visit when the other part of the family is already there, so... And then suddenly it's the new year, and you're like, what the hell? And then it's my... Wait, what anniversary is that? 4-year anniversary? Is it really already my 4... Oh my god. 21, 20, 22, 23, 24. Oh my god. Yeah. So... A biggish metaphor break. Hell yeah. Having dinner with your mom sitting in front of my... Yeah. Alright. We'll do that. Actually, I have a Christmas present for everyone. I have a Christmas present for everyone, and that's finally doing that ASMR stream. It's gonna be cursed, but I've owed it for quite a while. So... My mystery mail feels bad. Oh, well, yeah, we're all getting old. Let's not think about getting old. Let's think about telling this old lady off for apparently putting some wrong findings on her thing. Ring fit when? Oh no. As soon as I find where my mother put the ring fit stuff, actually. I'm so serious. I'm not even saying this as as a way to get out of it. I'm saying this genuinely because I gave the Ring Fit stuff to her some time back, like when I had moved out, when I was living in my own apartment, right? I had given it to her because she was always complaining, like, oh, she needs to move on. I'm like, hey, here's a funny little video game. Here's how you use it. And then she never used it, and now I don't know where the stuff is. I shall ask. And I shall find out. You can't wait to hear my ASMR? Me too! Me too! It's gonna be cursed as hell, by the way. I do plan on doing some serious ASMR at some point. But the ASMR I still owe is reading one of the best pieces of literature you've ever had the displeasure of encountering in your mortal life. You still don't even... No. That's the fun part. That's the fun part. We don't sell stuff. Even though nobody uses it, we just at some point grab the stuff that nobody has used in years. And then we complain that no one ever uses it, but we don't sell the things. So we just start amassing things. And then you buy something new and you're like, didn't we already have something like this? No, but I couldn't find it. And then suddenly you have two of the same. Do not do that. I cannot recommend. It comes from, I know the exact reason why we do it or why we're more likely to do it now is because some years back, we only had a very small one-room apartment for all of us, and we had the fortune of being able to move into a house. And with a house comes more room, more space than a one-room apartment. And then you just start putting stuff everywhere because you suddenly have the space. Before that, you couldn't, because if you run out of space at some point, you have to get rid of things. Yeah, well, you start running out of space way later when you have more room. I said room and space so many times, I don't even know where the sentence began and where it was supposed to end, but you get my point, probably. I do still have another piece of literature that really is pretty good, but see, I want to use the cursed one as a test run. I want to use the cursed thing as a test run, so I can then give give the good piece of literature what it deserves. We're not replacing anything unless it's broken beyond repair mentality. I mean, understandable to a certain point, absolutely. I unfortunately do have multiple copies of some books, but not because I can't find them, but because I forget I already own a specific book. I am trying, as soon as I manage to meet up with the friend where I have matching Crocs, if anyone remembers that post from some years back now. Once I manage to meet up with her, I'm trying to... She's not watching these streams, so to give her a book that I accidentally bought twice, but I'm not going to tell her I accidentally bought it twice. I'm just going to say, because I read it already, it's a good book, and I think she would like it, so I'm going to gift it to her and be like, hey, I thought of you. I thought you might like this book when I read it, so here you go. And she's not gonna have to worry about, what? Did you accidentally buy this? No, I did not buy this twice at all. I just thought you would like it. And also because I didn't have anything for a birthday 2 months ago, so I'm just gonna make it a late birthday present. Yeah. If by any chance this is the one stream she's watching and she hears me talk about this right now, then I'm gonna have to explain, but I don't think so.
Suavemente.
Why did you not just use mine? Oh no. Oh, I mean, because especially like something like a Wii is so easily movable. Though my parents have their own Switch as well, which is my old one. And I gave both of them like their own the separate profiles. Everything is set up. Everything is set up, and I haven't used it like once, and I'm so mad. Anyway, it's getting on my grating on my nerves that there's no background music right now because we just did an objection. I'm talking. I'm just talking. Not necessary. That's not fair. I'm the only ally poor grandma has. I think your grandma could be just fine, actually.
Hi, Sammy. Thank you for the videos. Suavemente. Exactamente. Go ahead and shout objection left and right, but you best be prepared then, Mr. Ex-Prosecutor. I'm wearing my badge right now. Can you see this?
I'm putting my own finger to my hand as if you could see that, but
are you seeing this?
well, you can listen to it right now while I do a scratchy old woman's voice. A minion, the only minion. I'm more than prepared. I'm ready to expose the truth behind the error in the report. Let's do it. Well, that's louder than I thought it would be. Objection, Judge Goel. I gotta yap for 15 minutes about nothing. I gotta break the fourth wall for a little bit. Hold on. You know, what the? Thunk. You know, Hina put a little, stop, like, okay, I can yap for 30 minutes and then we start the game, and then the 30 minutes were up and she's like, mods didn't bonk me yet. I'm like, okay, maybe I should do that too.
It's a butler, dude. There's no butler.
Leave showing characters in here. For sure. Though, I mean, it is the same base style as the main series. In 2D still. It's gonna be weird getting to the 3D entries in glorious HD. They were not meant. Some of those 3D models in the later games were not meant to be looked at in HD. They were made for the 3DS, and that's where they should have stayed. No, I am glad that they're porting the games, but also, please, some of the... Oh, I cannot wait for Orange Clavier.
Good afternoon.
Hold it.
How are you?
I feel like I've seen this hairstyle somewhere before. I mean, you've played this game before. The victim appears to have put his raincoat on after sustaining a head injury, and yet there was not a single drop of her blood in the chest area of the raincoat. Therefore, she must have been hit in the head before she was stabbed in the chest, making it pre-mortem.
Oh, that's... Ouch. I don't need you to teach me how to suck eggs, young man.
Huh? What kind of saying is that? Suck eggs? Who the heck? Where in the world do you say that? What does it even mean? The live stream constantly getting off topic. No. Never. What kind of eggs are sucking?
The angry report already says what you just said, don't it?
No, it says...
Objection!
Your report states that the head injury appears to have been sustained post-mortem, which is the exact opposite of what I just said. Oh. Sure. I diligently dictated a report to Florence and she wrote it all down just like I said it. If something happened to it after that, well, nothing to do with me. You dictated it. If you could please tell me more. Oh! Didn't you dictate a report? Aha! Are you sure? Where is it? Signed. You signed it. I don't think you can dictate someone's like this. What? Girl. Why would you say that? Like, for real? Are you good? Dr. Hertz, I'd like you to take a look at the report for yourself.
I read it.
Oh! Stop bonking her!
This ain't what I said. This ain't what I said at all.
What do you mean exactly? They're just both beating each other over the head now.
I don't know.
I can't say that. Nurse Needler, if you're attempting to bury Dr. Hertz's truth, I will gladly hear a confession myself on behalf of the Goddess of Justice. The head seems to be telling Judge Gavel something in private. What? I see. Very well. Allow me to relate to everyone what you have just told me. I no doubt about what I said. I dictated my findings to Florence just like I told you I did. The fuddleheaded young thing must have wrote it down wrong or something.
You signed it! Oh, that was a great impression.
And here I was thinking someone like Gavel would not actually try to match the voice, but I'm glad I tried. Yes, but was it really necessary? Absolutely. So in summary, there's an error in the report. And it was all because of you, Nurse Needler.
And I would have gotten away with it too if it wasn't for you meddling kids. Needling.
Fuck. Wait, they don't say needling, they say meddling kids. There goes my funny reference. The true facts have now been shown to be that the head injury occurred prior to the chest wound. Hell yeah! The question now, Miss Needler, is why did you introduce such an error? Edgy! In this one! 26, I think, yeah. Should be. These two are the same age. Yeah, 26. Just a minute, Verity. You make it sound as if the poor girl did it deliberately. Whereas it seems to me she just made a little mistake. Oh yeah, just a little mistake between post and pre. Pre-mortem, post-mortem, they're practically the same word, don't you think? Are you stupid? Except they mean two completely opposite things. This was deliberate, no doubt about it. Well, why would you want to change it?
Exactly, things get out. You won't get away that easy. Explain yourself, young lady.
But Grandma, You submitted a falsified report, an act that led to Kay being accused of murder. You owe us an explanation. I can't tell you. Not don't want to, but can't. This is really rather unpleasant, don't you think? Ganging up on this poor considerate girl who's only looking after her grandmother. He says, while trying to get a girl who's literally amnesiac because she was pushed down some fucking, I don't know how many floors that would technically count as, like 1.5. Anyway, she's amnesiac, but she's not a poor considerate girl at all. No, she's the one being tried for murder. Fuck you. She has nothing to do with anything. She simply made one tiny mistake. Why not leave her there? Because this is a murder hearing.
Ooh, one simple tiny mistake. Oh no, I accidentally counted 3 instead of 4 straws.
That's a small mistake. A tiny mistake, even. It was at least 3, but not this.
Objection!
This man is making me so mad. It's only gonna get worse from here. You'd like that, wouldn't you? Because the only person her testimony would hurt is you. What on earth do you mean, my boy? Seeing as you're now a de facto ex-prosecutor, you're going to need to explain yourself better than that. I'd be happy to. I'll even spell it out for you. Nurse Needler's role in this crime was very important because she's a co-conspirator. So, right? Right? It's like, oh man, this doctor who's responsible for finding out why exactly, when exactly someone died and of what causes. Oh, I mean, who cares, right? Nurse Needler doctored the report in order to cover for her accomplice. Oh, so she's a co-conspirator, this innocent young thing. Do share your grounds for making such a wild accusation, dear boy. The murder couldn't have been committed by one person working on their own. Without at least 2 people, it wouldn't have been possible to maintain attendee numbers. That's the thing, the numbers won't add up. If the auctioneer was the murderer and the victim was one of the attendees, the fact that a witness testified to there being 11 attendees even after the murder doesn't make sense. Hey, watch it! I gotta call my good word into question now too. No, Lotta, I'm thankful. I'm thankful you said this because now you are definitely not involved in any conspiracies. So this is good. Speaking of conspiracy, I found the clip earlier, or I saw the clip earlier again where I was complaining about it being conspiracy, not conspiracy. But I've learned. Apparently, it only took me like 2 years, but I finally realized I can say it right. That's not what I meant. In fact, it's quite the opposite. I'm taking you at your word, which means there must be a co-conspirator. Thank you for the pats. I know it's hard, my boy, but sometimes you just have to accept that you were wrong.
Objection!
No. Objection!
I wasn't wrong. I just hadn't considered the possibility of the killer having an accomplice. But as soon as we do, things start to fall into place. If the killer's accomplice returned to the auction room in place of the victim, there would indeed have been 11 attendees both before and after the murder.
Ooh, thank you for the posture check and night your time.
Well, so that's your thinking, is it? It's certainly an intriguing theory, but
But it's just a theory.
nah, don't worry, I'm gonna prove it. Surely the imposter would have been spotted right away. The imposter? Surely the imposter. Hello, theory. Thanks for watching. Where is it? The joke doesn't work. Joke doesn't work if I can't make this in time. Anyway. Surely the imposter would have been spotted right away. Anyway. I don't imagine that Nurse Nida looks strikingly different from the victim in build and stature. With the help of a mask, she could very easily have replaced Miss Ringer without anybody noticing. Well, Nurse Nida, is that what happened? Did you take the victim's place at the auction? I wouldn't do something like... Now tell us, the ringleader, who were they? Please. Please, the first time I ever played Among Us, I was voted out because I walked past a body and I was like, wait, what button do I have to press? And someone else came by and immediately, was like, I saw Nua walking past the body and not doing anything. I'm like, yeah, because it's my first time playing and it still voted me out. I'm like, yeah, okay, well, I literally don't know the game. Thank you. I can't tell you, I just can't. It'll hurt Grandma too. Grandma.
Don't you worry about me, I can't take it. You just tell me everything, ciao.
But stop! Whoa! So I was right. She was an accomplice.
Miss Needler, why?
Well, Miss Needler, can you explain yourself?
Yes. Huh? Oh, thank you, Grandma. But I'm alright now. I confess it. I changed places with Miss Ringer.
So you admit that you were working with the ringleader?
Yeah, I was helping them. I don't know how, but they found out Miss Ringer was going to attack them.
Papa was going to be attacked by the victim.
They seemed pretty sure what was going to happen that night, so they made a counterplan. They wanted to strike first, and they wanted me to help them. I was told to go to the storeroom before the auction began and wait there.
Now hold on right there, Missy. I didn't see nothing, and my eyes don't lie. If you had been there before the auction, I would have bumped right into you. I was there the whole way through, and you weren't there for a bit of it.
But I'm not lying.
Well, that's easy for you to say, but you were lying about altering the report only a few minutes ago.
Objection!
I think we're all well aware of the number of potential hiding places in that storeroom. Are we? Where exactly are you trying to say our friend the nurse was hiding, Nurse Nita hid here while she was waiting in the storeroom. The one place Lotta had no way of looking would have been the box, I'd say. Her name is Ringer and she's dead. A dead ringer. Someone who That's a good name, though, actually. That's a good name.
Take that!
She hid inside his clothes box. Clothes. I'm sorry. I do not know how to say it, the age in German. Oh, she did she?
Huh. Well, it was there the whole time, even before I moseyed on it. But, like, I done told y'all, it had all them chains around it. I wanted to hide in there myself, really, but it was locked up tight, so I had to go elsewhere.
I imagine that's because Nasrida was already lying in there by the time you arrived.
That's right, we didn't want anybody to open it or it would have really blown our cover. So the ringleader told me to climb in and wait until it was time for my part of the plan.
How did you brave? Were there holes in that box somewhere? Because, like, girl. Eddie Fender really is kind of extreme case. On the other hand, though, it's not like we haven't had other names that weren't on the nose.
Diet man.
Yeah, but it's not very nice to be in a container like that for an extended period of time.
And then they wrapped the whole box up in chains. I think they took the elevator downstairs not so long after. It was just before the auction was due to start.
So as the auction was beginning, you and Miss Hart would have been the only people in the storeroom. Sedite man. Yeah. There's some names IRL where sometimes, you know, you see stuff on the news and you're like, this is an Ace Attorney character name. How is someone actually alive with that kind of name? You and Miss Hart would have been the only people in the storeroom.
Yeah, I think so.
The auction proceeded as it always did, until a certain customer came upstairs to complete her purchase. That was when the incident occurred. Mrs. Hart overheard the victim and the culprit exchanging words around them.
You betcha, I was behind a statue there shaking like a dang leaf the whole time.
In the middle of the quarrel, Miss Ringer was killed by the auctioneer. Parents of Red White were also high on something. A barber called Harry Styles. See, maybe that's why his music career. No, I mean, I guess he has a successful music career, but he should have gone into hairstyling. I imagine that the auctioneer then carried Miss Ringer's body over to the clothes box, from which Nurse Needle emerged and swapped places with the victim. After placing Mrs. Ringer's body inside the box, Nurse Needle's role now was to pretend to be Miss Ringer. The two of them then returned to the room below as if nothing had happened. Except she wasn't completely dead, was she? Does that about sum up what happened in the storeroom, Nurse Needle? Yeah, there is an actual Max Musterman. I think the guy has been on TV and everything because, like, isn't he the only one of his... that sounds weird. Of his kind? Like, obviously Musterman is an actual name. Sure, but that the parents were allowed to call a kid that? Also, why would you do that to your child? They were like, we want to fuck around and find out. It's like, what happens if we call our child the funny placeholder name? Like, I assume this man actually has a lot of problems dealing with, like, opening a bank account or whatever. Because they're like, haha, funny joke. No, that is my actual name. It's on my birth certificate and everything. This is my actual name, please. It's like, wow, why is my name already in all of these? Literally fuck around.
Yes, in fact, that's exactly what happened.
Hold up, so you just waltzed right back on in and nobody noticed? This is two completely different people we're talking about. You're telling me not a one of the other folks down there at the auction cottoned on? Why would they? The other auction goers had no reason to notice the difference when Nurse Needle entered because she had stolen the victim's clothes. As we've seen, Ms. Ring and Nurse Needle are about the same build. What's more, the auction rules required attendees to wear the mask at all times. If Nurse Nita were wearing the same clothes as Miss Ringer, nobody would have been any the wiser. No, and they weren't. They bought Miss Ringer's clothes
And left the poor child in her smalls? Have you no respect, girl?
No, Grandma, I thought the same thing. It wouldn't be nice to leave her like that. So when the ringleader wasn't looking, I put that raincoat on her. So that's how Miss Ringer came to be wearing it. Thus, the auction was able to carry on as before. Yes, the part where I caught the red raincoat on film came just after. Yeah, must be. Then it all makes sense. Right after that was when I went on over and looked downstairs through the gap in the elevator. Despite me 11 happy little auction goers, then back I snuck to my little hidey hole. Don't tell me you were hiding back there the entire time after that. Well, that is... not exactly. What is it? Did something happen? So maybe I ought to have mentioned this before, but I fell asleep for a few winks after that. Girl! Hello? Well, passed out. Unconscious, you might say. What? What happened? Oh, nothing much. Kind of silly, really, but, there was just some loud noise, and it startled me just a little bit, you know? Or maybe more than I know. But I just witnessed a murder. Can't blame a girl for getting jumpy. Guess I got my heart shook and my hat faint. Before I knew it, I was out like a light. Okay, at least, okay. Okay, that's fair, because I was like, you just witnessed a murder and you fell asleep? But that makes more sense. By the time I came to, it was the next dang day and they all were clanking down a ladder. See, so you were startled by a loud noise and fell unconscious. I suppose that means you don't know what happened after that? Not per se, but, well, after the auction was over, all the masks were back on the rack. So I reckon the guests then finished up and fell down one by one like they were supposed to. Nurse Needler, once the auction had restarted, what exactly were you doing? I was pretending to be Ms. Ring and placing bids just as the ringleader wanted. I had to win the closed box as I'd been instructed. I had a dead body inside after all. Imagine if somebody else had won it, we would have been in real trouble then. So you had no idea that the victim had vacated the box in the meantime? Jumped and knocked herself out. Yeah. No, not until we came back up so I could pay for it. That was when we noticed. The ringleader told me to go look for her right away. Except I found some other girl collapsed at the foot of the ladder instead. Hey. Yes, she must have fallen from up on the roof and been knocked unconscious. Guess the victim must have left the hatch wide open, huh? That would explain it. I would have been so shocked by seeing Ms. Ringer fall motionless right in front of her, that she wouldn't have seen the open hatch and fallen right through it. That explains the noise that caused you to faint as well, Miss Hart. It was the sound of cake crash landing onto the storeroom floor. Are you sure? No, I don't think so. Yeah, I suppose. Can't believe something like that done knock me out for so long, though. So in summary, by the time Miss Needler found Kay, you were already sound asleep behind the statue. I think we got a good grasp on what occurred up to this point now. Nurse Needler, if you would continue. Sure, so I found Kay, and next I found Miss Ringer, and I put them both in a closed box. We couldn't risk any of the auction goers seeing them. That would have caused a real hullabaloo. Was that your idea, or the ringleader's? Theirs. But putting the raincoat on Miss Ringer was my own idea. So I tried to get rid of it before they found out what I'd done. I imagine it went on to police when it showed up as a surprise piece of evidence in this case. Basic logic and mind chess, so faultless logic isn't in his repertoire yet. Ah, damn it! He doesn't have the power of being an outside force watching all of this unfold. And lastly, the ringleader and I put in an auctioneer's outfit with prepared. Of course, which completed the deception and made everyone think she was the auctioneer. All in all, the auction finished up without anybody noticing anything, and that was that. Now we know the extent of your crimes, Nurse Needler. If you have anything further to share, I'd advise you to do so immediately. I wish I could tell you more, but I'm sorry, that's all I know. Oh, except for one other thing. It did seem a little strange, I guess. When I was buying Mrs. Ringer's clothes, I took everything I could, but I couldn't take her hair, obviously, so...
You're dang right you couldn't take her hair. What kind of medical professional are you?
Where you drawing a line? So taking her clothes was okay? Porter's logic is followed by 5D mind chess, and they culminate in lawyer omniscience for no particular reason. What chapter of Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint is that? The lawyer chapter?
Our hair was totally different. The style, the length, everything. I kind of panicked. The ringleader thought of everything, including wigs. Do you wear wigs? Have you worn wigs? Do. 2 of them, in fact.
2?
There was a straight one and a wavy one. They were both stashed in a clothes box.
2 ways? Well, why?
Right? I wondered that too. I thought maybe they were worried she might have changed up her style. Anyway, I took the straight one. That was the one that matched her hair on the day.
Leaving a wavy wig in the box.
Do you wear wigs?
And that's everything you know. There's nothing else you're forgetting?
No. Huh? No, really, Grandma, that's everything.
And I take it that you really have no idea who the ringleader might be?
Sorry, I only know that they were in charge of the auction. I didn't see them without their mask on. And they were pretty careful to keep their identity a secret from everyone.
I think it's something concrete on them. Oh. Well, Miles, are we about done? No, actually. Secret Super was Larry fucking. Oh no! You've proven that the nurse was part of the murder plot, but sadly for you, it doesn't change a whole lot. Because it does nothing to prove that Kay Faraday isn't the ringleader. And justice must prevail. We can't change the law, even for your sake. What do you mean, for my sake? I hate it. I hate that he's calling us that. You can just, like, he doesn't take us for full. Every time these villain types, they call us by our first name, it's like, yeah, no, you don't respect me. We are not on a first name basis. Space Natural Mind. I could see that working, actually, though. That sounds funny as hell. This is it. Am I not going to be able to save Kay?
Objection!
Ooh, yeah, let's go! Francisca, what are you doing here?
As I told you before, Miles Edgeworth, where the case leads, I follow.
Your dedication is an inspiration to us all. Oh, since when do you two get along?
But not go getting the wrong idea, little brother. I'm only here to deliver the truth regarding the suspect. I'm certainly not here to forgive you.
That's fair.
For abandoning the way of the prosecutor.
I understand that.
You should thank your former subordinate for what I'm about to share. In his aspiration to help Kay Faraday, he gave me a valuable piece of information.
If gumshoe then.
Prepare yourself, Miles Edgeworth, for the final piece of the puzzle. Rosie Ringer's head was the first of the injuries she suffered, not the second.
Thank you! I never would have guessed.
Well, someone say something.
Yes, there's no easy way to say this, Francisca, but we already proved that ourselves.
You... what?
Yes, just a few minutes ago. Well, why didn't you say so sooner? You didn't exactly give us a chance.
And I suppose you know about the murder weapon too?
No, not yet.
Good, then listen up. The victim was struck on the head with a blunt object bearing a circular surface. And the wounds to the chest were actually inflicted post-mortem.
Circular surface?
Objection!
And you're certain of that, I assume? Your sources are above board.
2 trusted medical professionals reached the same conclusion independently. You couldn't ask for more.
Objection!
That's certainly good to know. Unfortunately, overstepping the bounds of what? I'm the prosecutor in charge of Interpol's investigation into the underground auction. And this murder occurred during that auction. It would be negligent of me not to pursue leads pertaining to related parties. Negligent. Fuck, no, we had this before. Negligent. Like E, right? No, I'm not sure anymore. Please. The other one, I hate it. Negligent. Ah, fuck. Okay. Okay. Negligent. My, you've really become quite a force to be reckoned with, haven't you, my dear? Then all parties are in agreement. The victim died from a blow to the head. Alright. Neglect, which has a makes sense. Maybe I should try to remember that. Sadly, the murder weapon itself has yet to be identified. Based on the shape, I might have an idea or two. But guys, I didn't turn up any other weapon during my investigation. Full offense uses? It's not like anyone expected you to. Genuinely. And yet, one need only think about the setting in an auctioneer's tools and the answer should be obvious. An object with a circular surface used in an auction. We're obviously talking about the auctioneer's hammer. What would an auctioneer have readily at hand? An auctioneer's hammer, of course. But we never found one of those. If the auctioneer was indeed a killer, it does seem a likely candidate for the murder weapon. But without the evidence to support your theory, it remains nothing more than that. No, I have just the evidence you need right here. This piece of evidence strongly suggests that the auctioneer's hammer was the murder weapon. Where is it? The sound of the auctioneer's hammer could no longer be heard.
Take that!
Miss Hart told us something very important about the auction after the murder occurred. She said that the very prominent sound of the auctioneer's hammer could no longer be heard. Now, why would that be? I'll tell you why. Because it had just been used in the murder and was covered in the victim's blood. It would need to be disposed of. Isn't that right? Chairman winner. I'll have our people look into this right away. Haha, you really are like a dog with a bone, aren't you, dear boy? If you can't dedicate yourself to a cause when you're young, when can you, hmm? Seems very confident we'll never find it. Very well. A search for the murder weapon will be conducted. In the meantime, this court is in recess. What, really? Oh, we actually do get a recess. I'm surprised. Okay, to be fair, I did a lot of yapping in the beginning, but like, we'll get through this. The fact that she readies her stupid hammer like a weapon, like silence in the courtroom, please. Miss Von Karma, if you would be so kind as to update us on the progress of the search. It's not looking good. It's not good news, I'm afraid. The entire big building has been searched from top to bottom, and no auctioneer's hammer was found anywhere. Maybe he hid it in his bag. That is bad news indeed. Then we have no choice but to move ahead with the verdict. Ah, such a terrible shame. I suppose only a fool would have left the murder weapon behind. It's certainly not what I expect from a first-rate criminal mind. It's just not enough to work with here. I can't carry this any further on my own. Yes, it really is a tragedy, but such is life, I suppose. I was just thinking back over the defendants I've made plea deals with over the years. People poured their hearts out to me, who trusted me with every detail of their crimes. And then when it came to the sentencing, I recommended life in prison every time. Every single one. Oh, if only you could see them. Stupid, dumbfounded looks on their faces. The verdict will now be passed. All present will accept the goddess's word as law. All I can do, Kay and I are both— No! No! If only we had some proof. I never imagined I would be passing judgment on you under such circumstances. The end of the road, huh? No! But a power vested in me. Celsius winner, this court hereby indicts you for your crimes! What? What? Huh. What on earth's gotten into you, Verity? I submit for the court's consideration the case file of a certain incident. Namely the I-7 incident, a murder that took place 18 years ago. Oh! Ooh! Girl? You're playing the long game. What does a file have to do with— Wait, you mean— You late night visits to this chamber, that was too— Precisely. I came here to retrieve these documents. Though sadly it would seem that I arrived too early. Catch the auction itself. When we spoke of the matter before, I implied that I had come to retrieve files pertaining to your own case. You'll have to forgive me. That was a ruse to buy myself more time. What the heck are you doing, Gavel? You can't just accuse my dad. She's gonna do even worse, girl, boy. Without proper grounds, it's defamation. It's defamation. An excellent observation, Eustace. It is? And of course, I have the grounds to make such an accusation. 18 years ago, Mr. Manfred von Karma had some details about the victim's body fabricated. Details he was forced to fabricate when the sculpture Artie Frost's body went missing. My papa! Fabricating information, what is the meaning of this? Well, I think you're the only person here who... Okay, yeah. The inside man, the detective originally assigned to the case, did in fact report that the body had gone missing. However, it seems that a certain someone wasn't very pleased with Mr. von Karma, and deliberately withheld that information in order to bring him down a few pegs. What? This individual refuses to allow anyone to go against their wishes or to challenge their power, and they're known to go to extreme lengths in order to bring those who defy them to heel. 18 years ago, they were no different. In fact, they even ordered Dr. Hertz to create a fake autopsy report for the I-7 incident. What? She was responsible for the fake report. I mean, yeah, she's old enough. Wait, you have to understand, Grandma, she's not a bad person. She had to do what he said. She didn't have any choice. The person in question was the chief prosecutor at the time. Chief prosecutor 18 years ago? No. The man who gave Papa the first penalty of his career. That was the wrong voice, but... Excelsius winner, it was you. How long has she been planning on getting this guy for? I mean, yeah, they made it way more obvious in this case that Gavel was playing the long game to try and get at someone else. You could see that by how much more she was helping us, but... I wonder why. I wonder what her reasoning is.
Objection!
What are you all talking about? My dad would never do something like that. Your dad fucking sucks, Mario.
Overruled.
I'm sorry, Eustace, but your opinion on the matter is not needed here. Well, Chairman Winner, do you have anything to say for yourself? All that nonsense with the body, that was Manfred's doing. Such a willful boy. And the fake autopsy report, Hilda, how could you? I can't believe you naughty kids would do such dishonest things behind my back.
Hold it!
Go fuck Tom, hell yeah. We could just ask her why she did it. She is standing right over there, I feel. Wait, Grandma can't, she's... Your grandma is just... almost fine. Grandma, I'm sorry. I knew, that's why Right, exactly. If I didn't, everybody would have found out about what you did. He said he was going to charge you if I didn't help them with that plan. You say you had just had to do what the auctioneer said. So you were coerced into it, were you, Nurse Nita? And just to be clear, the auctioneer was chairman winner. I'm sorry, but I honestly don't know. The person forcing me to help them was the auctioneer. And he definitely looked to be about the same build as the chairman, but I never saw the face. Well, there must be something. Any detail, no matter how small, will do. Oh, wait. Their mask didn't cover the whole face. And the part that wasn't covered had a tattoo on it. I remember that much for sure. Tattoo? A tattoo?
Objection.
This all sounds very dramatic, but I really don't know what you're talking about. There's no tattoo anywhere on my face. I think I'd know if there was one, wouldn't you? Which means I can't be the ringleader, no matter how much you might want me to be. I don't know if you can figure out who the shameless manipulator might be. Your contempt for this courtroom is an insult to the goddess. Are you sure it's not you who's feeling insulted here? I'm not the only one who's been trying to bring you to justice. Miss Ring had been trying too. And I refuse to let her sacrifice be in vain. Young Rosie was looking to take me down, you say? Why? I barely knew her. I've always had a certain magnetic charm, but I don't remember ever catching that particular eye. Oh, ugh! You barely knew the victim. Well, I do believe that is a new statement. The goddess demands that you offer your full testimony on the record. So that's how this is going to go, hmm? You mean to hound me until I finally break? If that's the way you want to play it, fine. I'll destroy you all.
Try me.
Every last one of you. Miss Atworth, please allow me to work with you on this one. I doubt we'll get another chance to put him on the stand. Let's make the most of this opportunity. Of course, Your Honor. Ho ho ho! I wouldn't have it any other way. Damn, girl! Did you just have to test me? All of those other cases? Try to see if I could help out here? You know? Like, wow, oh, you're just a rookie prosecutor. Ooh, you're just stuck in your ways. You are raised by Von Karma. You can't help me. And then she saw us get through all of this and clear up IS-7 after 18 years, and she was like, this is it. Finally. The chance has come. At last. It's more complicated. Of course it is. It's an Ace Attorney game. It always is. But still. I can't see. Hold on. My glasses are too dirty. I cannot see anything.
Finally, my chance has come.
Now, Chairman Winner, you will tell this court everything you know about Miss Ringer. His eyes are so creepy when they zoom in like that. Young Rosie was a member of the committee, of course. Why does he keep calling her Young Rosie? 33. I guess. Sure. We never really had any personal interactions, at least none that I remember. I had no motive to murder the poor girl whatsoever. And I have absolutely no idea why she was after me. So you don't mean to accept your part in any of this? Of course he doesn't. He isn't guilty. How could he be? He's my dad, the winner of winners. That's very kind of you, Eustace, but you need more than mere words if you plan to cover for me. Right, you got it. I won't let them pin this on you. I believe in you, Dad. You beat Edgeworth. I know you will. Yes, yes. You really are such a sweet, simple child. He really loves his dad, huh? That's no excuse for him to ignore his father's crimes. Sorry, I have something in my throat. What? No matter how much you respect him. Regardless of their station in life, all criminals will be made to atone for their sins in time. This won't be easy on Mr. Winner, but it has to be done. We can't let his father get away with this. Oh boy, howdy. Wait. And you're the one who's responsible for the first penalty that Von Karma ever got in his life. And that got Von Karma so mad, he ended up killing Mal's dad because that was the case that he got the penalty for? Oh, it's gonna be complicated, isn't it?
Hold it!
Just because you don't remember doesn't mean they didn't exist. Oh yeah, no, absolutely. Absolutely not. It's just a little ironic that Franziska is the one. Because she, like, we never see her, like, talk about that kind of stuff. She is only ever side character. Even with how much she's shown up in these two games, she doesn't... We don't see how she reacts to all of that information, really. Not in the extent we see some other characters. That's exactly what I'm saying, my boy. Yes, why? I never even knew about the burn mark on her hand. You didn't? I mean, what's the point? You get to know someone, but before you know it, they're gone. It's become such a pain to remember things about others. They're here one day and gone the next. Yes, because they dare to stand up to you and you make them disappear. If you could please add your remark about the victim's burn to your testimony, Chairman Winner. I didn't even know about the burn mark on her hand.
Hold it!
You sure you didn't know about the burn mark? You really don't let up, do you? I'm not in the habit of memorizing who has a scar on their hand and who doesn't. But this wasn't just any old scar. I'd say it's pretty noticeable, in fact. Perhaps under normal circumstances, but now that I think about it, Miss Ringer did always wear gloves. Truth be told, I wasn't aware of the burn mark until after the incident myself. The victim's hands were always covered by a pair of gloves. It makes sense, of course. People can be very self-conscious about such things. I can only sympathize, being something of a sensitive soul myself. I hope you're not too sensitive to append that segment to your testimony. She's always been close.
Objection!
So Miss Ringer always wore gloves. If she did, that raises a rather important question, and highlights quite a contradiction. A contradiction, you say? Really? If you listen again to the conversation that was captured by the stuffed cow, you'll soon see what I mean. I knew it was you the moment I laid eyes on you. You can't hide that burn from me. Nothing to say for yourself. I've waited so long for this day, and now I'll finally have my revenge. We can be reasonably certain that what we just heard is the moment the victim was attacked. I knew it was you the moment I laid eyes on you. You can't hide that burn from me. We assumed that those were the words of the killer. And where's the problem in that? It seems like a perfectly sensible assumption to me. I'm afraid not, Chairman Winner. Well, you see, if the victim was always wearing gloves, as you just testified, then the burn mark on her hand should not have been visible to her killer.
Objection!
You speak as if gloves can't be easily removed. She could have taken them off during the auction. Why the hell would she? A noticeable burn like hers, if she took off her gloves during the auction, would have made her more easily recognizable. When they're all wearing masks, so no one can see who they actually are. Why would you uncover something that makes you more easily recognizable? This is in the same vein as why you should cover up something that is, you know, that makes it more easy to recognize you when you're going to protest something. You should cover up your tattoos. You should wear like as unassuming clothing as possible. Like, hello? That's... But she hadn't. She was still wearing them when I changed places with her. So they must have been on her hands when she was being murdered too.
What are you saying, my dear? You do know how much trouble you're in, don't you?
I'm not scared of you anymore. I have Grandma on my side now. It's time for you to pay the piper, winner, you dank devil.
Ooh! See, so you're both looking to disappear too.
Oh.
That can be arranged.
Not this time, Excelsior's winner. The only person disappearing will be you.
Objection!
Hey, you can't talk to my dad like that. Who cares if the burn was covered up? Why does it even matter?
Objection!
Oh, it matters. Because it turns out understanding of the burn mark on its head.
What do you mean? What can the fact that the victim's burn mark was covered up possibly tell us?
That the murderer had a burn mark too. You think about it like this, Mr. Winner. The victim was wearing gloves. Therefore, the burn mark on her hand would not have been visible. In which case, whose burn mark was it that was being referenced in the recording?
Somebody who wasn't the victim?
Precisely. Which can only mean that the culprit had a prominent burn mark too. Or to put it another way, I knew it was you the moment I laid eyes on you. You can't hide that burn from me. Those words were spoken not by the murderer, but by the victim.
Oh, way! Yes, way!
Objection!
Yes, sis, my boy. Would you mind stepping aside for a sec? Look, Miles, it's nice to see you having fun with your little flights of fancy, but let's get serious. So the murderer had a burn mark now. Really? Where? Your little theory will either take flight or die depending on your answer here, I'm afraid.
It's not messing around. I have to figure out where that burn mark was and fast.
I wonder where it could have been. All of the auction people were wearing disguises, right?
Yes, and each disguise was different. Yet in spite of that, the burn mark was visible to the victim somehow, which means...
Well, shall we? Enlighten us, why don't you?
There was a murderer's burn mark. I assume you have some evidence. Oh god, yeah. Hold on.
Take that!
Here's my evidence. The outfit the ringleader was wearing throughout the auction. Or rather, the outfit you were wearing, Chairman Winner.
Oh, and what exactly is that supposed to tell us,
Objection!
A suit, white gloves, and a mask. This disguise should have covered almost all of your skin. But according to Nurse Neela's testimony, the auctioneer's mask didn't quite cover your entire face. And not only that, she claims to have seen a tattoo on the part that was exposed. But was it a tattoo, or did she simply mistake a burn mark for one?
Burn mark on the face?
Objection!
Sorry to interrupt while you're so clearly enjoying yourself, dear boy. But I regret to inform you that none of the committee members has such a burn. Myself included, of course.
But Dad, I mean...
You sis, do you think you can be quiet, please? You can be foolish on your own time later.
Well, you may be an annoyance most of the time, Mr. Winner, but on this particular occasion, I'm grateful for your presence. A reaction like that from you, his son, is as good an indicator of the truth as I could have hoped for. And it gives me a much-needed confidence boost concerning another theory of mine. Namely, who that one unexplained item belongs to.
What's the matter with Mr. Winner?
I think he might be in shock. After all, he's usually the last to figure things out. But in this case, he seems to have gotten there all too quickly. He knows that his father is indeed the real murderer.
He's sad because he knows the truth? So, it's better not to know the truth at all?
No, okay. It's what we came here for. It doesn't matter how we get there. The important thing is finding the truth. You yourself told me that once, right when I needed to hear it the most. And now it's time for me to repay the favor and show you the truth of your innocence. I want to know too, the truth of what really happened. So please, Mr. Edgeworth, won't you show me?
Yeah!
I very much intend to. You don't know when to give up, do you? Why's this burn then? Perhaps you could point it out to me. But you can't, can you? Because it's nowhere to be found, just like your evidence that I'm the killer. Just like your evidence that I'm the killer.
Ah, boy! Yeah, hunt for contradictions all you like, you won't find any. Because he's my dad, a winner through and through.
Objection!
I understand, Mr. Winner. I completely understand why you don't want to believe it's true. But if you ignore the truth now, you regret it for as long as you live.
Dad, what do I do?
I just don't understand it. How could I have raised such an utter buffoon? If you really wish to help your father, Eustace, you can try thinking on your own for once in your life, you useless nitwit.
But I try all the time, Dad. All I do is try. I went to the school you wanted me to go to. I aced every test. Look at my jacket. They only give those to the valedictorian. I did everything you told me to. I worked like crazy and graduated top of my class. I tried to be just like you and win as many trophies as I could.
Objection!
You really are just a simpering simpleton, aren't you? Those tests you aced, I had the school give you perfect scores on all of them. Those debate and speech competitions you won, the judges were all friends of mine. If you never even realized that much, there's no hope for you, I'm afraid. None at all. You're no son of mine. Even you must see that. Aww. Well, that's not nice. Oh! Verity's sprite was covering Nurse Needler. Oh, God, my own son. They'll leave in the end. I mean, even when he was trying, he was failing, and he did it all for me. Then he should have tried harder. Oh, fuck you. You're a disgrace. You don't deserve to be a father, and you certainly don't deserve to be chairman of this committee. Now I feel sorry for the boy now.
Oh, Mr. Winner.
Explain yourself, Chairman Winner. Just what do you think your son is to treat him in such a way? An utterly useless pawn sounds about right. But you want to talk, Verity. You tried to worm your way into my trust by using Eustace too.
I cannot deny it. However, I've never thought of him as a mere pawn. He may not be a naturally gifted prosecutor, but he tries. In some ways, he tries harder than anybody. That's why what I've witnessed during my time with him. Yet you would call him useless. How could you? He literally named him that.
Objection!
Because he is, Verity, my girl. He's utterly incapable of doing anything I ask of him.
Mr. Ashworth, I entrust my offering to the goddess to you, so that you may use it to call a final judgment unto Excelsior's winner.
Thank you, Your Honor. I've been more than ready to do so. The ringleader had a visible burn mark on the face that night. Then it would follow that Chairman Winner is currently hiding that mark somehow.
How exactly was he dressed during the auction?
That will be the key to solving this case at last.
Now then, your answer, please. Which piece of evidence will help us to reveal the burn mark on the culprit's face?
Take that!
Recall Nurse Nita's testimony, if you will. There was one thing we never quite resolved. The second wig. The one that wasn't used.
I seem to remember it being wavy.
What are you two talking about? Nurse Needler apparently found some very interesting items when she went to swap places with the victim.
And? What did it have to do with the burn mark?
What she found were two wigs. One was intended to make her look more like the victim. But what was the other one for?
I don't suppose it was meant to be a spare.
It doesn't take a huge leap of imagination to see the truth. Compare Chairman Winner's current appearance to that of the ringleader as it was described to us. Stop it! Stop staring at me! One very prominent difference presents itself. His face, or rather, what's around it.
You mean it wasn't a wig after all?
Indeed, not a wig intended to go on the top of the head in any case. It was a fake beard all along, wasn't it, Excelsior's winner? This is all my own, dear boy. How very unkind of you to suggest otherwise.
Objection!
We saw how your son reacted when he realized the truth, and how he desperately tried to cover for you even in light of his realization. Yet you still feared that he might expose you. So rather than take that risk, you bullied him until he couldn't take it anymore. Because he knew that your beard hides a prominent burn mark. Chairman winner. I insist that you remove your beard this instant! Woo! Yeah! Yeah, oh! That is a very interesting design.
There it is! The burn mark!
Mr. Ashworth. Oops. Wrong button. For bringing evil to justice before the eyes of the goddess, you have my thanks. No, thank you. I couldn't have done it without you. Excelsior's winner. In the name of the goddess, I hereby pronounce my verdict. In the matter of the murder of Miss Rosie Ringer, this court finds you guilty. Bam! Wow, that was quick. Suddenly.
Mr. Edgeworth, I can't thank you enough. You never gave up on me even when I gave up on myself. That was very kind of you.
See, there's one thing I'm wondering about though. Okay, so he's now found guilty on this one case, but what about everything else he's done? Can they still try him for other stuff? There's no need to thank me. As a prosecutor. No, as a friend. It was the least I could do.
Oh, yeah! Friends! No longer. Oh, yay!
Mr. Edgeworth, rejoice. I've learned that Chairman Winner has been safely delivered to the detention center. Search for the missing auction hammer continues. However, we're talking about Chairman Winner here, so it's highly likely that it has already been destroyed. In addition, there's one other matter I must inform you of. Chairman made a rather strange statement. According to him, the letters were not part of his plan. What? How could that be? He claims that he and Miss Needler found this letter on Mrs. Ringer's person. And that they then found a second letter on Kay's unconscious body. And the contents of the letter seemed the ones of correspondence. So he leapt to the conclusion that they must have been working with each other. Oh, and that's why he blamed Kay. Oh boy. That's quite a conclusion to jump to. As he read the letters, that's when he came up with the idea to frame Miss Faraday for Mrs. Ringer's murder. So he decided to place the victims in a very conspicuous place. Namely, in her left chest pocket. Sounds to me like he's just trying to make excuses for himself. Yes, I certainly thought the same. Perhaps it was some sort of last-ditch ploy on his part. But it matters not. He will answer to the goddess now. And under her scrutiny, such strategies cannot help to succeed. He will not escape justice. And with that, one of the duties with which I have been entrusted with is complete at last. Judge Gavel, before you go, can you tell us what you know about how Chairman Winner came to murder Miss Ringer? There's more there, isn't there? Yes, and I suppose you've earned the right to the whole truth. Miss Ringer once had a lover, a press photographer. He was investigating the underground auctions as a freelance journalist. But before he could uncover the truth behind the auctions, he was disappeared. All Miss Ringer was left with were the memories and personal effects of her lover. And so, seeking revenge on Chairman Winner, she made her appearance at the auction. Unfortunately for her, her opponent struck first. I see. So that's the story behind this case.
The goddess does not condone acts of wanton vengeance. Miss Ringer's actions have exposed Chairman Winner's crimes at last.
So that was your real goal. You were tasked with exposing Excelsior's win and the corruption at the heart of the committee.
Does anyone know what happened to Mr. Winner? I'm afraid I haven't been able to get in touch with him. Do you have any idea why? Probably because I wasn't there for him just now when he needed me the most. Oh, I really feel bad for him. Well, don't pity him too much. At least he knows the truth now. And no matter how hard it might be, he'll need to learn to accept it. If he can't, he'll never be able to move on with his life. Trust me.
Your father's influence isn't easily erased, but in time he can hopefully try and change his ways.
You're right. You've got to be. Can I change too, I wonder? Can I move on with my life? Are you okay, Kay? How's that hat feeling? I'm fine. Thank you? I'm so sorry, Kay. You were my patient. I had a responsibility to you, and instead I let them accuse you of...
Dang, right? We ain't just in the business of fixing bodies missing. The mind's where it all begins.
You're right, Grandma. Speaking of which, how's your memory? It's like, with a little more time, maybe I'll be able to remember some more? Please forgive me, but I'd better be on my way. I'm to preside over the trial of Fifi Lagarde in a bit.
The Bronco Knight case, huh? Who's the defense attorney?
It was supposed to be Miss Ringer, but as she's no longer with us, we are still in the process of finding her replacement.
Miss Ringer was scheduled to represent Warden Lagarde.
And of course, until we find Eustace, there's nobody to act for the prosecution either. In any case, I must take my leave. Wait, please, what about Mr. Edgeworth's badge? What's going to happen to it now? With its chairman under arrest, the committee's activities has been suspended for the time being. So to answer your question, it's complicated. It's all up to the goddess now. But...
Don't worry about it, Kay. It's a consequence of my own making.
And I assume you do not mean to change your mind?
Of course not. I chose the path of the truth, and I chose it willingly.
With Chairman Winner out of the picture, justice in the hands of the righteous once more. If you did wish to follow the path of the prosecutor again, Mr. Edgeworth, I would be more than happy to facilitate such a decision.
It's very kind of you to offer, but I can't accept your help at this time. I can't ask for my badge back when I'm not even sure if I want it anymore.
See. It seems we are destined to continue on different paths then.
Well, I trust you keep my badge safe until they converge again.
With all I have.
Hi, Raiders! Hi, Jing! Good evening! Hello, welcome in! I'm new and like the color pink, Vision of Uncertainties. We're currently playing Ace Attorney Investigations 2. We're just about to finish Case 4. That's also why I'm not continuing. Massive spoilers, yeah, massive spoilers. Welcome! How was your stream? Hello. What were you doing? Just chatting. You love the Edgewood games? It's my first time playing them, but I love them a lot as well. I cannot wait to see how
all of this is going to end.
You talked and voted on the Game Awards. Oh, right. True.
I have not actually checked out those awards at all. I wonder if there's any games on there that I could even, vote on, because I don't... Well, I've started playing Metaphor. I think that's the one game that I know that's on the list. Not many visual novels? Gee, I wanna know why. Best visual novel category. Yeah.
Hi, Kari. Thank you for coming in. Hello.
No, I mean, usually on those Game Awards, there's
few games that I have the pleasure of having played. And I don't like voting on things that I haven't actually played myself. Effectively only 4 games on there. Didn't they change some kind of rules to allow Elden Ring with its DLC or something on there to, you know, that's one of those things I maybe heard, but yeah, thank you so much. Get some lurkies in. I'm gonna take the chance here to have a sip also real quick. Once again, for everyone who doesn't want to get spoiled on this game, we are at the conclusion of case 4, which is the second to last case in the entire series of the investigation games. So as soon as I continue here, there's definitely going to be spoilers here. Just take care. Just making sure. Because I'm gonna continue now. In the meantime, I have here a token of the goddess's mercy. You may return this notebook to its rightful owner. Case promise notebook. It seems it was due to be sold in the auction. And with the name K written on its cover, Chairman Winner made the connection immediately and knew who it belonged to. It was the same name as the one in the letters after all. The letters he claimed to know nothing about? I suppose he insisted he didn't prepare them. Yes, he also had something else to say. Apparently he thought that Miss Faraday was after her notebook and that Miss Ringer was after his life. And that their respective goals are what led them to cooperate and infiltrate the auction together. Unfortunately for him, he misread the situation completely. It was all just happenstance. If Kay had known a defense attorney who was also a member of the committee, there's no way she wouldn't have told me. That just isn't like her. You believe in her, it's touching. While the notebook did become part of Chairman Winner's cover-up scheme, it is also treasured possession of Miss Faraday's, which is why I would like for her to have it back, as I am sure would the goddess. Thank you. He's learned to just say thank you. Wow! I am so proud of you. I pray that it helps her to recover her lost memories.
Thank you.
Is everything alright?
Yeah, I got something for you.
Tishkavel wanted me to return something important to you. That's where this oh my god. This is the original CG. Do you know how many different versions of this fucking thing I've seen? Most prominently the one about the whole, congrats, like, join the circus, or whatever, or it's from a touching moment like this. Of course it is, of course. Ace Attorney fans. Okay. The one with the odd. There probably is one. There probably is one. But also, you know, we do have a surprising amount of CGs in this game. But I gotta say, sometimes they really choose perspectives where I'm like, who in their right mind thinks, yes, I'm going to draw this straight up shot. Like, do you know how horrible of like that is to draw an arm that is shortened and then a hand from this angle to still make it look correct? Why would you do that to yourself? Like, it looks good, obviously, but why would you choose this? It is. Isn't that? Why would you choose that of your own volition? Always greet people with a smile, even people you don't know. Never cry in front of strangers. Yeah, you wrote them all down. I'm gonna keep all my promises and be a real hero when I grow up, just like you. Oh wait, I forgot to write one down. The most important promise of all. Promise number 5. Always try your hardest to learn about things you don't understand. I remember just how you said it, and I'll never forget it.
Always try your hardest to learn about things you don't understand. That's right. I have to try.
Wow. You can do it. I'm Kay Faraday, the great thief who'll do anything to get her hands on the truth. Second yet, I got us an assistant to Mr. Hatchworth. Okay, never mind. I guess she does just get her memory back at the end. Okay, so really you?
Can't say I'm not a little bit embarrassed, but yeah, I'm back, and I couldn't have done it without you, Mr. Hatchworth. You never stopped helping me even when I was totally lost and couldn't remember anything.
Thank goodness. You certainly seem to be back.
Hey, so this is the real you, huh? Welcome back. I love Same. She's so good. It's so good to know you better. I can sleep easy now.
Nah, you're fine. Don't you dare go losing your memory of yours again, young lady, you hear?
Miss Needler, Dr. Hertz, thanks a lot for looking after me.
If you really are better, how about you get out of them dang hospital duds?
Oh yeah, I washed all your clothes for you here.
I thought they were with Detective Gumshoe.
He handed them over to us after they came back from forensics.
And did he happen to mention if forensics found anything of note?
I didn't ask. Anyway, never mind that now. Put them on, Kay. I want to see.
This was like terrible.
Genuinely, I need Kay and Maya to meet. Like, canonically, on screen, I need to know what kind of hijinks they would get up to. Like, come on.
Wait, what about her bandages? Surely it's too soon to remove them.
Oh, that's probably fine. She may have taken a big old bump to the head, but she wasn't really hurt otherwise.
But then, why all the bandages in the first place?
Prevention is better than cure. A stitch in time saves 9. Those are just a few of my mottos.
Both of which sound like painfully annoying practices for your patients.
Okay, Kate, transformation time.
Just change your clothes in the middle of the okay.
Yeah, now this is what I'm talking about. It fits like a stone glove.
That smile suits you better too.
As it always did. Thanks to you too, Miss Von Karma. I'm so glad you showed up when you did.
I simply came when Scruffy asked me to.
I'm sure he'd be very happy to see you back to your old self too. Speaking of Gummy, where is he?
Who knows?
Perhaps the well of his devotion ran dry when a certain someone threw away his badge.
I'm sure.
Anyway, I have to be going, and I'll be taking those two with me. Wait, what's going to happen to them?
Acting as an accomplice in a murder and forging an autopsy report 18 years ago? The crimes can't be allowed to go unpunished. But the fact that Excelsior's winner coerced them into cooperating will, of course, be taken into account.
Don't you worry about us, Kay. As long as Grandma and me are together, we'll be alright.
Yeah, as long as you both keep hitting each other with a hat. If I moved a little further to the left, I could just put my face on a bunch of these guys. Some of them are very far to the right. Yeah, it keeps happening the entire time. Belgium, it's okay and it's all right. Oh.
Take care, Kay Faraday, until we meet again.
Yeah. Wow, so we only have Lotus left standing here. Okay. So, Kay, I know you only just got your memory back, but I need to ask you some questions.
Sure, ask away.
What happened the day you lost your memory? What were you doing?
Let's see, somebody asked me to meet them at Gold Lake. But I didn't know who it was. So there I was, just looking up at the moon when somebody in a red raincoat started walking toward me.
Ah, that would... Okay, yeah, sure.
They must have drugged me somehow, because that's when I fell unconscious.
I'm not sure I follow. I do. There was a goat like looking up at the moon. That also explains.
Yeah, the food stand. Anyway, when I came to, I was on the roof of this building. I was in a daze and stumbling around up there when I saw the person in the red raincoat again, but they were lying on the ground. I was so surprised you stumbled backward, and then you fell down the hatch, and you hit your head, and you fell unconscious, and boom. And then I was falling, and everything went dark. When I came to the second time, I couldn't remember anything. The person in the red raincoat, who in the world were they? I'm sure they were walking in mid-air. Thinking about it is making my head hurt.
Just breathe, okay? You only just got your memory back. You're still confused. I imagine the root cause of your confusion is your memories of 2 different locations. I'd imagine things are all mixed up in your mind because you were at Gold Lake 1 minute and then at the top of the big building the next. And because you saw the moon in both locations, your mind blended your memories of the 2 together.
Huh? But those are 2 totally different places. I know I was pretty out of it, but I don't think I could have gotten them confused that easily.
I believe these things on a roof may make you more likely to become confused.
Food stand, food
Take
stand.
that!
There are 2 key similarities between the scene down by Gold Lake and here on top of the big building. Cherry blossoms and food stands.
Wait, you're right.
No! I'm Edgeworth! Those similarities are what caused your memories of both places to overlap. The person in the red raincoat wasn't walking in mid-air. They were walking toward you from across the park. But in your blurry memories, that same sight played out over the viewing platform instead.
No way. Who steals the Great View's memories, huh? That's just cheating.
Even still, this doesn't answer the question of who attacked Kay in the park. Was it the person in the red raincoat she saw? What the hell? Do you hear that?
Sounds like it's coming from up in the storeroom. Come on, let's go take a look.
Well, how we smell under the scoop in the oven. Why are you still here? You still here? 51st floor.
It's coming from this little gadget here, Mr. Atchroyd.
This transceiver. I feel like I've seen it somewhere before.
It's still going.
No, I'm not good with technology.
Come on, you have to pick up. Fine, I'll do it. Hey, this is Atchroyd.
Okay, if you could refrain from answering strange calls for me. Miss Ashworth, I presume. I know that voice. Shelly the killer! I mean, yeah, come on. Ooh, yeah, red raincoat? Yeah, sure. Congratulations on another case solved. Yet I can't really say it's been fully resolved, can you? I'm sure you've noticed by now that there was a mastermind at work orchestrating the entire incident.
How do you even know about this case?
That's not what's important right now. Let's focus on this certain individual for the time being, shall we? I have indeed been wondering myself if somebody else could have been involved. If not, how are we to explain the piece of evidence that proved so damning to Kay's case?
No way, an evil mastermind, but... Ooh.
Oh, indeed. Perhaps you could share your thoughts. What is the evidence in question that points to somebody else's involvement? The ladders! Well, more specifically, this one.
Take that!
The letter Kay supposedly wrote to the victim.
Yeah, I don't remember ever writing that.
So who did? Who would prepare such a thing? I know I'm not the only one who would like to know. And how do we know it wasn't you? Why would I do a thing like that? I believe the truth can only fully come to light in a court of law. But since you've had your badge revoked, that is no longer an option. So how will it all end? I, for one, will be watching from the sidelines with interest. He even knows about my badge, damn. Oh, and one last thing. I do hope you won't betray my trust in you. Now I bid you farewell. Shelly the killer gets a different voice from me every single time also. But at least it fits. Somehow, maybe.
What the heck did he mean by the case hasn't been fully resolved? And why is he so interested in us anyway? Ugh, everything's just one giant ball of mysteries.
Seems you've only scratched the surface of this case. But even without my badge, I'm going to carry on doing what I can. Have it as ends, one thing's for certain. Come what may, I will expose the truth.
Yeah! Nice.
What you looking at? That's case 4 done. So, turnabout for the ages, and it features Eustace. Okay, that makes sense. Sure. Show me then, Mr. Winner. Right? He should have a couple voice triggers. See that? Yeah. Alright. The hell? Doesn't this chord know peace? Huh? Oh, is that from the movie they were shooting? Okay. Sure. So what's next for the great Miles Edgeworth, huh? Wait, you are serious about not being a prosecutor no more, ain't you? Yes, I am. No longer a prosecutor. It's hard to believe. And yet...
I can't stop thinking about what Mr. the Killer said.
Me either. I mean, we just read that. I'm not going to read it out again. This isn't over. We still don't know who the mysterious figure in the red raincoat at Court Lake was. Or who really wrote that letter. Yeah, how long till the next case? Like, yeah! I thought as much, though. I genuinely didn't expect Kay to get her memory back in case 4. Not gonna lie. I thought this would be one of those cases where it literally carried over into case 5. You've been dancing to somebody else's tune this whole time, but whose?
Still gonna let it go, huh? You're like a dog with a dang bone. Both of y'all are. Well, I got me some reporting to do, so I'll catch y'all some other time, I guess.
Yeah, sure.
You have a new story to chase already? Trying to patronize me, girl? You bet I got no new stories. More you can shake a stick at. The reporter always has 3 or 4 leads bubbling away in the old scoop pot.
Somebody, please.
What now?
Hey, Penny. Please, you have to help me.
Huh. Do I know her? What's the matter? Has something happened?
There's a body. It looks almost like a monster might have...
A monster? Probably. Anybody else smell a sweet smell of scoop soup?
This way, hurry. That's running animation.
What's happened now?
What indeed? I suppose there's only one way to find out. Ah!
Big building, empty lot.
These look like... Yeah, footprints. That's right, here's photograph. Footprints? How big would a creature have to be to leave prints like that?
It's Edgeworth, look.
Shiro Akashio, what's he doing here?
Wait, the guy on the floor, that's...
Shiro Akashio, the president of Shangfa, the actual one? Hey, bestie, breastie, what? Asian Lang. Mr. Prosecutor. How did you get here so quick?
I was in the area, so you can't call me that anymore. I'm no longer a prosecutor.
What is going on here? Huh? You don't think that's exactly what I'm trying to figure out myself? You can't blame him for being on edge, I suppose. The leader of his country is dead. Speaking of which... body's lying inside one of the footprints. What on earth happened to him? Lotta, stop! Monster! Monster?
What the heck else you want me to say, huh? There's monster prints, sir. Big old bad old Taurosaurus and some right through here. I ain't never been sure on nothing.
Toro what? I suppose you mean you are sure?
That's right, here's a scoop. Just scoop up all the other scoops and bury them 10 feet deep. Man trampled by a giant monster. Literally with that in every paper from here to Honolulu.
Ridiculous. There's no such thing as monsters. Wait. Asian man. If it's on behalf of Shengfa, I'm not gonna notice. Says I have to carry the contract. Did he finally manage to? You. Did you discover the body?
Yes, that is...
What are you doing, Agent Lang? Lang, she says... begin at the beginning. The first person to arrive at the scene. Well, did you really just discover the body?
Yes, yes! Hey, go easy on her. Can you see she's scared?
I don't think he's in the mood to go easy on anybody. Nobody's getting it easy today. Do you have any idea who that is lying dead over there? It's President Wang, the leader of Shengfa.
Hold it!
Please, Agent Lang. You don't seem your usual self. In more ways than one, in fact. When we first met, you had more underlings than I could count. And you were known for your unrivaled arrest rate and your cool head under pressure. Now the underlings are gone and you've forgotten the fundamentals of police work. What happened? What did you just say? Shouldn't you be looking over the scene instead of accusing the first person you run into? Or is it me who's forgotten the fundamentals? Fundamental. I don't need you to tell me how to do my job. I'm just about to get started. Good. That seems to have calmed him down a little.
We should take a look around too, Mr. Atchboy.
Yes, I think we should. At least until the police arrive. I'm not strictly supposed to conduct investigations anymore. My brother in Christ. Pretty much this entire game, you've also never been the one to conduct the investigations, technically, and yet you did it. Who cares?
Don't nobody need to do no looking around. I done told you who did this. It was Taurosaurus on my name in Lotta. Who the fuck is a Taurosaurus? Wait, no. Who did this? What did it? Yeah, that!
Are you quite finished? We have an investigation to be getting on with. Step aside, please.
You can't order me around no more, mister. You step out of my dang ways, more like it. Yeah, mess with this here scoop of mine, they'll be hacked to pay and then some. Excuse me?
The woman who found the body. Where do I know her from?
You're Mr. Atchworth, right? Do you remember me?
Oh, yes, of course. We met on, that case.
No way, you two know each other?
Yes, as a matter of fact, we do. From somewhere.
Great to meet you. I'm Kay Faraday, Mr. Atchworth's assistant. Oh, I never knew you had your own adorable little assistant. I'm Penny Nichols. I work over at Global Studios. I'm in charge of props. It's nice to meet you.
Ah, of course. One of my old cases involved a murder on the set of a Steel Samurai movie. She was a member of the crew and provided some key evidence. It's also where we first met Old back. So he probably just banished everything from his mind. Our paths must have crossed several times while it was all going on. And yet, I'd completely forgotten her. It's good to see you again. So if you're here, I guess that means...
That's right, we're here on location filming for Global Studios. It's kind kind of a big feature, to tell you the truth. I was first in today. I wanted to make an early start. But then I noticed something was wrong. The footprints and the body.
I'll take a closer look at the body in just a moment. In the meantime, can I ask you to notify the police?
Yes, of course, right away.
I'll need to speak to her at length a little later. But first, let's go over the scene. There's plenty to look at besides the body. I'll need to examine everything in detail before the police arrives and goes, "Hey, wait, hold on. Are you even authorized to do that still? Why is the ground so pixely?" The hell? This texture is a weird kind of grainy. I don't know how to explain it. Also, I guess that's a costume. What is that? Sitting in front of the trailer here, it looks like a monster costume.
What? That's a costume? You sure the creature that made these huge footprints didn't just shrink or something?
Perhaps I didn't make myself clear. This thing in front of the trailer here, it looks like a monster costume. A costume. A costume.
Okay, damn. Oh, what happened here?
Miss Nichols, where does this exit lead?
Onto the grounds of the big building.
Yet another case with direct ties to that same building. Building with a hidden 51st floor used to store lots of the lots for illicit auctions. I guess it wouldn't be much of a surprise if it turned out to be hiding yet more secrets. Look at this chain and padlock.
Look at that! Somebody cut the chain. They did. I'm sure it was still intact when I left yesterday.
I'd say it's possible that this is where the killer entered from. What's the matter now?
Look at that huge dent. How did that get there?
You're right, that is a big dent. It would have taken a sizable object to make it, and a heavy one too.
That wasn't like that yesterday either.
It wasn't. I guess that means the dent must have been made last night at some point. The fence is done al dente.
Look at it from here, you'd think it was just an ordinary building, huh?
There's no one really special around to speak of either.
No? No one special at all.
Also, what is this? Well, no one from our current vantage point at any rate. Anyway, we don't have time to ponder such things. We need to investigate this entire lot. Thank you, achievement. Who that? I don't know. I've never seen those guys in my life. But also, this means I'm at 26 out of 30 achievements. Yahaha, yahaha. There's only one more hidden achievement. Hidden in the sense of there's something special you need to be doing for it, and then the other one is just, you know, finishing case 5, unlocking the entire gallery and unlocking everything.
Yeah.
They made the achievements for this one nicer than the ones for the first trilogy. That one has some absolutely fuck-ass achievements that I don't wish on anyone. Right, alright. What else can we look at aside from the body?
Hey, these are these plastic sheets you can put down when you have a picnic.
They're plastic sheets, that much is true, but I don't think that's what they are used for.
Want me to explain, Mr. Ashworth? Those are waterproof sheets. We use them to protect the camera when it's up on the crane. If it starts raining while we're shooting, we can just cover up and keep going. See, so they must be pretty big, right? Oh yeah, they have to be able to cover the whole rig. Wouldn't be much point using them otherwise. The weather was pretty patchy yesterday, so we wound up using them quite a bit.
Okay. What about the crane itself?
What's this big metal stick thing? Is it for climbing trees or something?
No, it's a camera crane. It's used for filming from an elevated viewpoint. There's no camera currently attached, but it would usually be positioned at the top there.
Gotcha. Sounds perfect for casing a place before a burglary. Mind if I go ask somebody about borrowing it?
And how do you propose to transport it if the answer is yes?
Easy. You take the bottom part, I'll take the top.
So I'm helping now.
And if we go one little step at a time, we'll be back at your place before we know it.
Yeah. And we're walking it back to my house. Yeah. I love her so much. Alright, hold on. Let's talk to you first.
What is it now? Can you all see I'm busy? Girl needs room to work, you know?
Why are you so obsessed with the idea that this was a monster attack? Monsters don't exist. Surely you know that. You do remember the reason you two first met is because she was trying to take a picture of the Gold Lake monster. You do remember that? Maybe you don't actually because you were accused of murder during that time, but you know! After hiring people in the office, solving 80-year-old murder, finish the game by solving this time actual murder of the president of the first game. Yeah! Yeah, no, that is crazy. And yet we don't actually even get to go to Shengfa.
What are you? You don't know what the heck you're talking about. Charizard is real, dang it. I know it for a fact.
For a fact. And how is that possible exactly?
Because I hadn't seen him. What? You saw Taurosaurus? Where? How?
Heck yeah, I seen him in the big bad bull itself, right there in front of me.
I was up on 51 over there at the big building just yesterday, right?
Gathering materials for your story in the underground auction. Yes, remember.
Well, you just missed a memory, man. That's right. I didn't see him by when I took that photo. Person in the red raincoat, Miss Ringer, right? Yeah, you all see that bind right there next to little Miss Redcoat? Well, guess who was on the other side of it at that very moment? That's right, Taurosaurus. There's nothing there? I can't rightly capture every dang thing. It was just a little too far away, that's all. But I seen it alright, boy did I. Taurosaurus' big ol' eyes staring right at me, peeking right in at the window.
A window-peeking monster. To be fair, when I was... How old would I have been at that point?
Maybe 8?
Because it's one of those nightmares that I distinctly remember having. For some reason, I had this recurring nightmare that we were specifically in my grandmother's apartment, which is a ground floor apartment, and for some reason, like, I don't know, a bunch of people I knew, like family and whatnot, we were all cramped into that one apartment. We kept running from one end of the apartment, from like the main entrance, to the side where you go out into the garden, because there was some kind of T-Rex outside that kept poking his head in, looking through the window. So when it poked in, like it looked in through the one side, we went to the other to try and get out from there, but then it would be on the other side because, you know, it was a giant T-Rex and we were stuck on the ground floor, and that was a recurring nightmare I had. Time and time again, and to this day I'm like, how? Why? I was never into dinosaurs. To that extent. Not at all. Like, I barely know a few different ones, like, by name, and that's it. I'm like, why was that a nightmare that my brain decided to frequently give me? Anyway, the you know, the giant eye looking in, that fits right in with that nightmare. Hey, I don't got time to be shooting the breeze with y'all. I got snaps to snap, reportage to report. Quit bugging me, will you? Go on, get. The entire story was ridiculous.
You didn't believe a word she said, did you, Mr. Atroy?
Is it that obvious? Okay.
I'm sorry I got a little upset before.
Don't worry. You were working here alone.
That's right. I came before everybody else so I could get everything ready. But as soon as I walked through the gate, I saw the footprints. Monster prints first thing in the morning. That must have been a real shock. It was. They weren't there when I left yesterday evening, I'm sure of it.
So the footprints must have appeared late last night.
At first glance, I thought maybe they were part of the set. Then I got closer and I saw that somebody was lying in the middle of one of them.
You didn't notice until you were right up close?
Yeah, my eyesight just seems to be getting worse and worse lately. I think I need new glasses.
Oh, ain't that a mood?
I didn't notice it was a body until I was right by it, which is why I got so shocked and ran away.
Yeah. That must be when we bumped into her. So you're shooting a movie. It wouldn't happen to be a Steel Samurai movie, would it?
Nope.
Aww. Oh.
This one's a creature feature.
A creature feature? I didn't know it came with a creature feature.
You know the Torosaurus movies, right?
I'm afraid not.
You'll have to forgive Mr. Ashworth. He only cares about the Steel Samurai.
That's not.
Hey, that's alright. Not everyone's a fan, but they soon will be. Hi, Hanu. Thank you for the winery. He's back after 12 years of silence. The big bad bull himself, Torosaurus. It's the first Torosaurus movie in a long time, so the crew's super excited about it. And parts of it are set here at the big building, so we've been shooting on location.
That explains what we saw yesterday. Yeah. Yeah, you're shooting a movie. That must be what they were filming. I wonder who that child is. Because it's like, this is the third case in a row that he's shown up in. Like at first time he showed up, I thought he would be one of those, you know, children that went missing 18 years ago. But then the age wouldn't add up. So now I'm just like, who the hell are you?
So does Torosaurus smash the big building to pieces in the movie? I bet he does, right? Wouldn't you like to know? But you just have to wait to find out in the theater. Here, you can have this if you like.
Oh, thank you. An epic rivalry is born. Torosaurus versus Gordy! No way! The legendary Torosaurus versus Gordy. Gordy, huh?
That's right, it's not just Torosaurus on his own this time around. He has an arch nemesis. You know Gordy, right? The monster from Gold Lake? Oh yeah, wasn't everybody talking about it a couple of years back?
Mm-hmm.
The mysterious creature in the lake, it showed up in that one couple's photo.
Not only were people talking about it, it played a major part in one of my cases. Not a name I'm too wild about hearing again.
The director's fascinated by the stories, which is how Gordy wound up in the movie.
A little behind the times, but better late than never, I suppose.
Just wait till you see these two legends start tearing into each other on the big screen.
Alright. I think we need to learn a little more about the security situation here on set. Miss Nichols, is the set kept locked overnight?
Yeah, we use one of these. Combination lock, huh? So anybody who knows the code can get in and out?
And was the lock in place when you arrived this morning?
Yep, everything was locked up tight when I got here.
Who knows the combination?
Oh, the producer, the director, the crew, the actors. Basically everybody who's working on the movie.
Any member of the cast or crew could have opened the lock and entered. That's a lot of people, I'm not gonna lie. That doesn't make it any easier.
Hey.
So, Mr. Prosecutor, we meet again. Yes, we saw you at the detention center the other day too. Say that, nothing any concern. Yeah. Yeah, you really have a habit of showing up in the wrong place at the wrong time. You're a bad penny, a bad omen, and a bad smell all rolled into one.
Damn, why is he so mad?
Just stay out of my way, okay? For the president to avenge.
Eh?
That's a pin your assistant always wears, right?
Yeah, it represents nature's toughest and fiercest creature, the Yatagarasu. Pretty cool, right?
Toughest and fiercest. Isn't it just a bird? Sorry, but I'm not about to let that pass. Lang Chi says. The wolf outstrips the raven in every respect. That little black bird of yours wouldn't survive even a single swipe of a wolf's claws.
Those are big words, so it holds a lot. You know what a thief say? A raven is pretty darn amazing. I could peck you to bits and then fly off before your stupid claws if I ever got close.
Think a wolf can't jump. I'd snap you out of the sky before you could fly away like a coward.
I just swept my wings super hard and blast you across the room.
I haven't had to endure an argument like this since elementary school. They're funny as hell, though. Why are you here? You were already at the scene when we got here. Why? What were you doing in the area? What am I, a suspect? You might be. Look, I heard a scream and came running, okay? Guess it was our friend from the crew. Came from the gate over there. Somebody already got rid of the lock for me. Not completely. I can still see it on the floor there. Perhaps I should take a closer look. You already did, thank you. When I got here, I saw a movie girl running out of the other gate. In other words, he arrived right around the same time we did. So you had business here at the big building. Something like that. A date with destiny, let's call it. He was similarly enigmatic when we saw him at the detention center.
Let me guess, you're a huge creature feature fan, so you came to see them filming the Torosaurus movie.
Creature features. What do you think I am? Not the type of person who thinks a creature might have done this, I hope. I didn't even know creature feature was an actual word? I thought that was just a funny joke. I'm sorry about the president. You have my deepest condolences. Yes, he was a great man. Qingfao will be lost without him. You and he were close, correct? It all started when he hired my father. That was our big break. Our family kept him safe. That was our most important duty and our most sacred. He gave my father medal after medal. They had to come up with new ones just for him. In the end, there were no medals left to give, so he made us the keepers of his last will and testament. Those medals, that duty, they're our greatest pride, our family jewels. Never thought we'd be unsealing our will so soon.
Oh, sounds like your family and the president were super close. Wait, when the whole thing happened back at the lake, you weren't with the president then, right?
Look, a lot happened, okay? This was all 12 years ago or more. My father and the president being friends, our family being the ones who kept him safe. He just changed one day. It's like he became a different person. Now he doesn't trust the police one bit. I wonder what happened 12 years ago. I mean, we already cleared up what happened 18 years ago in another case. Why not clear up what happened 12 years ago here, if it's relevant to the case? But regardless of what happened, I still respected him. Qingfao may not be a big country, but he held our place together. Damn it, what was his security detail thinking? I imagine you've already contacted the embassy? Of course I have, and the government, and my family. They'd be going crazy right now thinking about what needs to happen with that will. And things will be getting crazy here soon too. His bodyguards will be all over the place. If you're not a fan of trouble, I'd leave before they get here. Look, Mr. Prosecutor. These days I'm a one-man outfit. A lone wolf. They won't be letting me lead this investigation. But I've still got fangs, and I can still bite back. I'll find whoever did this, and I won't let you or anybody else get in my way. I wasn't planning on getting in your way. Not that I can at this point anymore, technically. Like, legally.
It really is him, huh?
It certainly appears to be. The same man we met only a few days ago.
So this time the president really did get assassinated.
If that is what happened, the assassin certainly chose an attention-grabbing method. There's a bunch happening. It's just no obvious wounds, but he's definitely not breathing.
So it really was a monster.
Trampled by a giant creature. Impossible.
Oh, there's something stuck to the front of his clothes there.
Yes, speckles of a yellow substance.
I bet it's monster drool. Yeah, that must be it.
Please, Kay, can you at least try to be sensible? We'll need forensics to tell us what it might be. Looks to be pretty much everything the body can tell us for now. I don't note it all down.
Hey, monster drool. Body surrounded by pieces of smashed up concrete.
Yes, they look to have been thrown clear when the ground was broken.
Sent flying by the mighty impact of a giant creature's foot.
Sure, assuming this was the work of a giant creature.
Just look at the shape. I know a hoof when I see one. There's only one thing that can possibly be the footprint of an enormous, terrifying beast. And it's not just one, there are three.
But you know that's impossible, don't you? You know that monsters aren't real.
Sure, they probably know that somewhere deep down. But it's way more fun to believe they are.
Our job is to pursue the truth, Kay, not to believe what feels most fun in the moment. We have ghosts and people who can readily take on those ghosts into their own bodies, but ooh, we draw the line at monsters existing.
What's this white thing here? Wait, it's a bone. Does that mean 2 murders?
Looks more like a horn than a bone to me. Do we have a piece of evidence that might tell us who's on it? But we do, yeah.
Eureka!
This could be one of Torosaurus' horns, couldn't it?
You're right. It totally could. Maybe it's part of a prop from the movie.
If it is, it must be from something pretty big, judging by the size.
What's it doing on the ground here?
Should ask one of the crew. Maybe they'll know. Alright, we have one of the crew right here.
Hi.
This horn, do you recognize it?
Huh? Oh, that's part of one of Torosaurus' horns. It's from a model we use for promotional stuff. Where did you find it?
On the ground near the side entrance.
It's weird. We keep a replica of Torosaurus' head up on the roof of the trailer over there.
And it's quite large, I assume?
Oh yeah. Well, not as big as the real thing, obviously, but it's still pretty big. It's just up there, see it?
You do have a chance to see that 1 foot of Maya in case you didn't check that out earlier. Fun.
Right there.
That really is big. Okay. Let's see. The combination lock on the gate leading to the plaza was intact when Miss Nichols arrived. But the lock on the gate leading out to the side of the big building had been cut. What does this tell us?
Easy, that the killer used a side gate.
Precisely, and it tells us something else important too. Namely that our culprit didn't know the number for the combination lock.
You're right. It would have been way easier to come in that way if they did. Instead, they chose the classic thieves route, the lesser-known side entrance. This is no run-of-the-mill criminal, Miss Ashworth. We need to keep our wits about us.
I'm not sure we should be excited by that fact, Kay. Anyway, we know that everybody working on the movie knew the combination, which makes it likely that our culprit wasn't a member of the cast or crew. Both the dent in the fence and a broken horn weren't there yesterday, according to our witness. Which leads me to wonder...
Wait, you think the giant Torosaurus head could have...
I do. I think it could well have rolled off the trailer roof and landed in the lot below. It seems more than possible, and it also means... There's no sign of a murder weapon anywhere.
Oh yeah, there isn't.
No, this is still only a possibility. But the Torosaurus head somehow fell from the roof up there.
Yeah, that could kill somebody for sure.
Miss Nichols, would you mind if we took a look up on the roof of the trailer?
You wanna go up there? Sure. I don't see why not. Knock yourselves out. Oh, but don't do that literally. The steps can be kinda slippy.
Alright, I'm done here. I found out what I need to know for now. And what might that be, I wonder? Hey, kid! Well, you look happy. Move, old man. What did you say to me? You need to learn some manners, kid.
No, you need to learn when you're in the way. Quit whining and get out of here. I'm so sorry about it. Sean, apologize to the nice man. Come on, Sean. You know you can speak to people like that. Whatever. Who the heck was he? A policeman, that's who. Why would you antagonize him like that? I thought I was going to be trolled for a second there.
I don't think I've ever seen anybody stand up to Agent Lang like that.
Oh, let me introduce you all. Everybody, this is Sean Fenn.
Sean Fenn. I have no idea what that is supposed to be a play on.
He's the star of the movie we're making.
Star? This little boy?
Hi there, I'm Kay Faraday. It's great to meet you. Sean, this is Miles Edgeworth. He's a prosecutor. A prosecutor. That's right, and a pretty famous one at that. If he's a prosecutor, where's his badge?
Certainly doesn't pull any punches.
You, might not want to get too close, Sean.
She's right. It's no sight for a child. But he's involved in all this nonetheless. I'll need to speak with him. Let's do that then.
Hi.
Assuming he will actually talk to me. It was Sean, wasn't it? Do you mind if I ask you some questions?
Are you really a prosecutor? You just look like an old guy to me.
He's only 26! How old are you supposed to be? 13. Mature for his age.
Alright.
I am. Old guy. Charmed, I'm sure.
Badge first, then we talk.
I don't have my badge right now.
Then how do you expect people to believe you're a prosecutor? Ooh, he's not the friendliest, huh? You want me to try talking to him?
Why not? I doubt they can hurt. I never was good with children.
So you're an actor, right, Sean? Yeah, so what? It's amazing! You're so cool! It's not that big of a deal.
His approach seems to be having an effect.
So, those horns of yours? Yeah? What about them? What are those? The makeup department made them. The character he plays has a special psychic link with Torosaurus. And the horns allow him to communicate with his giant friend. Isn't that right, Sean? Just shut up, will you? They don't need to know all that stuff. Oh, sorry.
Well, the power dynamic here seems pretty obvious.
So that's kind of amazing, huh? The lead character in a movie? Well, you're still in elementary school? That's crazy. I don't think a 13-year-old would be in elementary school. Oh. Is that why you're chugging milk? You want to grow bigger so people stop mistaking you for an elementary schooler? Sean's actually 13? He just looks a little younger. What? Look at him, he's so little and cute, and the backpack, I just thought... Backpack's part of his costume, he's playing a role, remember? Yeah, I guess he is, huh? But he's kind of small, you have to admit. We try not to talk about it too much in front of him. I said stop telling people stuff they don't need to know. I'm sorry.
So it's all part of the role, except for the carton of milk, maybe.
Look at that guy, that's the president, right? Yeah, you knew him? A little. I met him once.
He's meeting with presidents now.
That was a real piece of work. Hey, you can say that, it's not nice. What was so bad about him anyway? Huh? Don't want to talk about it? Fine, I guess. President Wang was working with us on the movie.
Working with you? Oh, exactly.
He had a part, just a cameo, nothing big. So he came to look around the set one time. That would have been when Sean met him.
Why put the president in a new movie?
We heard he was a huge fan of the original Torosaurus. So the studio offered him a little role. They figured it would be good PR. Last thing I need is amateurs on my set. I told you before, Sean, you can't talk about people like that. And I told you to shut your mouth.
I guess he's not too thrilled about the idea of performing alongside non-professionals.
Oh, here. What's this? Oh wait, from yesterday?
Photograph.
Yeah, just got them printed. You can keep it if you want. Oh, it's such a great picture! And you bought it especially for me, that's so kind. Thank you.
No, I just happen to have a spare, that's all. I hope you don't mind me asking, but can we take a look too?
Oh, sure, here.
Aww! So it was taken yesterday, no footprints and certainly no body.
Nobody, 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 nobody.
Would you mind coming up there with us?
Oh, sure, after you.
Damn! So this is the mighty Torosaurus.
Huh. He looks different from before. Yeah, he's way cooler on the flyer. What's with the weird nose ring in this model?
On this model.
Oh, I forgot. You two aren't Torosaurus fans. This is the original Torosaurus design from 12 years back. Huh? So, what's the one on the flyer? That's the all-new Torosaurus. They gave him a makeover especially for the movie. He looks so much more contemporary now, don't you think? A makeover? He's totally different. This one's... it's just...
a cow.
Well, he is just a cow. Or at least he was originally based on a cow. He's a monstrosity. Monstrosity! monstrosity. Yeah, the cow. Matt's best friend, reimagined as a terrifying monster. It makes you think about our whole relationship with nature, right? That was the original concept. I think the concept might be a little lost on me.
Me too, I'm afraid.
What do you mean? A monstrosity?
The model was made for promotional events, stuff like that. So people would remember the old Torosaurus and realize this was a reboot. Yeah, he does look different. People might not get it otherwise.
And just as we thought, his horn is broken.
So, the model really is what killed the president?
I think it's a distinct possibility, but there's one thing I don't quite understand.
What's that?
Miss Nichols, the model looks very heavy. How do you move it around?
Oh, it comes apart. If you know the trick, it's not so hard. But I guess if you didn't, you might struggle to figure it out.
If you happen not to be a member of the cast or crew, for example. Once it's in pieces, could one person move it?
Oh yeah, even I could. Maybe not very fast, but I could.
Sure, remember that face from somewhere.
Hey, Mr. Edgeworth. I know this cow.
Funny, I was just thinking the exact same thing. We know it from the president's plane, of course. And from the auction. It's President Wang's plushie.
It's a soft-toy version of the original Torosaurus.
Can this really be just a coincidence? In this game? No. I like the little plush version more than this one, though. The eyes are very... I don't know. It's a wooden table, sadly collapsed. Parts of it are badly scorched.
That's weird. The head should be on that table. But the legs are broken. This Torosaurus isn't going back on there now.
The scorch marks look particularly bad with the legs snapped off. I think there might have been a fire up here.
Do you think that's what happened to the legs?
Yes, and when the fire had burned through the legs, the tail would have collapsed and the head
would have fallen down into the ground below. You're right! The fire caused the head to fall.
Indeed, and I also happen to have an idea about how the fire may have started. These cans of paint thinner by the heater are pretty flammable. Not a great place to keep them.
You're right, I'm sorry. I'll make sure somebody moves them. The stove didn't get used yesterday, not while I was here anyway.
Which makes the question of what could have started the fire all the more interesting. Alright. I think that just about wraps up our preliminary investigations.
So he was killed by...
Yes, by a falling Torosaurus head. At least that seems the most likely explanation for now.
Came down right on top of him, huh?
Hey! Well, they took the time, but there they are. Police, bodyguards, the whole gang.
Mr. President!
That's a little late for that, don't you think?
Curse this! Who did this?
Whoever it was made a big mistake. But I promise you this. They'll pay. I'm on the trail already. What? What do you mean? Now, President may have been murdered, but that doesn't mean that extraterritoriality applies. The local police have jurisdiction. Luckily, I know the right people to talk to. I just got myself second into the case. Lowly one-man outfit or not, I'll be working this one. Sounds like you already have an idea of whether you'd like to focus your inquiries. More than that, I've already caught scent of my prey. Take a look at this. It's a printout from a security camera on the viewing platform at the top of the big building. It's pointed at the elevator that leads onto the roof, so it records everybody who goes up there. And in this particular case, it recorded the president and his murderer, clear as day.
What was Judge Gavel doing there? Saying he suspects her of the murder. Oh boy. But murder goes against everything she believes in. Wait, what time did it show for that thing? What's the timestamp? 11:05. She did say she was a little early, and I assume it didn't take her an entire hour to get case files. Agent Lang, perhaps you could explain your thinking on the matter a little further. I keep thinking he has a deeper voice. I heard a little rumor while I was over at the big building. It was about you, Edgeworth. You're not the prosecutor anymore, are you? Which means you don't have jurisdiction here. But you want to cross-examine me while I explain my thinking. Why would I agree to that? Don't be like that. You were the one who was just talking about being a lonely one-man outfit.
You know what? Maybe it should be you explaining your thinking to me. How come, even though you're not a prosecutor, you're still sticking your nose into this case? It's a valid question. Why am I still here? Perhaps I can clarify that with a question of my own, Agent Lang. Why are you so desperate to catch the person who murdered President Wang? Because, above all else, you're an investigator, correct? I'm desperate to catch a certain somebody myself. A person who orchestrated a murder at the big building yesterday. A person who put Kay's freedom in jeopardy, who put her in grave danger. That person is out there somewhere, right now, lurking in the shadows, laughing. And until I uncover the truth and make that person pay, it doesn't matter if I'm a prosecutor anymore. I'll keep fighting. Find the truth, and don't give up until you do. That's a rule I live by. You may have the look of a smart guy, but you're a fool just like the rest of us. A fool? How dare you? That was just what I needed to hear. Fine, you're in. I've lost my minions and you've lost your fancy title. But it seems neither of us is prepared to give up on this investigation. Now, seeing as we're both so stubborn, how about we go head to head and thrash out the details? I'd be honored. But be warned, I won't be going easy on you. I have an assassin to catch. And not even you're going to get in the way of that. Of course, I would expect no less. Let me show you the truth I told from this case with my bare fangs.
You do indeed have fangs, and you look great with them. Oh, filming permit for Global Studios in the back there. Interesting.
Alright, so this judge friend of yours met the president up on the roof. And then she pushed him, and he landed right here. This all happened the night before last. People have all been cleared from the viewing platform, so it's just the two of them up there. And that pretty much sums it up. No doubt about it, she killed the president.
They were there completely alone. No bodyguards?
None. I checked. The security detail had no idea he even went up there.
Yeah. I love it. I also love that they went through the trouble of actually, you know, translating those. I assume they were not there in English in the original.
He must have gone in secret. Maybe it was a conversation I didn't want anybody to hear.
What kind of conversation? How were the two of them even connected? I assume that's what's going to absolutely blow our mind.
Seems the president spoke to the owner of the building ahead of time. He had him set aside the viewing platform just for the two of them. And I was the president asking. I guess the guy wasn't about to refuse.
So the last person to see the president alive really could have been...
Yep. Gavel. Did you say your name was?
This argument certainly isn't completely without merit.
But I noticed at least one glaring hole in his reasoning. That's why I'll need to focus my counterattack. Why am I doing the deep voice for Edgeworth? Oopsie.
Objection!
He's just like, sorry. Had a lot of objections to show last night.
Shiro, former star agent of Interpol, how the mighty have fallen. What? Take a look at this picture. It's a behind-the-scenes shot of some of the cast and crew.
Look at their smiles. Well, maybe not Sean's, but you know what I mean.
And it was taken only yesterday.
What?
If Jessica Bell really did kill President Wang the night before last, the body would have been clearly visible in the background of this picture. Perhaps he should have taken a little more time to speak with those involved. After all, thorough witness interviews form the basis of any good investigation, as you should know.
I don't think I've ever seen you so happy, Mr. Atwood. You really do love backing your opponent into a corner, huh?
Fine, you got me. I must say it's been a while. I almost missed it. Perhaps if you try to stay a little calmer while conducting your investigations in the future. Don't push your luck, Edgeworth. Lang Shi says. The righteous anger of a wolf lasts 100 years. I won't be calming down anytime soon. Not until we've caught the president's killer. I want the same thing. We all do. Nonetheless. The body appeared last night. You have to accept that now. And there's one other thing you'll need to accept. The president didn't die from a fall.
That's right, he was crushed by the falling head of a giant monster.
The incident occurred here in a movie set, not at the top of the big building.
Not so fast!
Not so fast.
Says you, but that's just your theory. I'm not about to give up my own because of it. But it literally can't have happened the night before last. We just proved that with this picture. Did you? What if your friend Gavel pushed the president off of the big building the night before last? And then came down here to the movie set and hit the body somewhere? Here. But where? There's all kinds of stuff down here. Costumes, equipment. You could hide it anywhere. And then come back a day later. Last night, in other words, and then take it out again. We just need to check the lot for trace evidence. We'll soon find where she put it.
Objection!
There won't be any need for that. What? This piece of evidence proves that Judge Gavel can have hidden the body.
Take that!
Both entrances to this lot were locked, and we already know that the chain on the side gate was cut only last night. Judge Gavel had no way of getting in here to hide the body the night before last. But the murder has to have happened 2 nights ago. Why are you so set on believing that? Because, if you remember, the picture was a printout from a video, and there was more. More? There's footage from a few dozen minutes after your friend went up on the roof with the president. It shows her heading back into the elevator, alone. You know what there's no footage of? The president himself leaving the roof. There's no other way he could have gotten down from the top of a building that high.
Well, about that.
Unless he was pushed by Gavel. You say the president was never observed returning from the viewing platform. Yeah, the camera was pointed at the elevator door the whole time. If anybody else had come up or down, it would have been on our tape. In other words, the presence of the camera ensured that nobody could have left unnoticed. I see. That's not good news for Judge Gavel.
Vanishing from a rooftop hundreds of feet in the air? Yeah, that's a tricky one, alright.
Indeed, even the Yatagarasu can actually fly.
Well, not yet, anyhow. Just need a little more practice.
Please don't tell me you think you can learn. I love her so much. I'm so glad she got her memory back. Her being so meek and not saying anything was weirding me out. Anyway, of course she could have.
Objection!
Actually, there was another way. Apart from the elevator, what do you mean? You're not about to tell me he flew. He didn't need to. It was much simpler than that. Assuming the president knew what we know, of course. Somebody falls from the roof of a 51-floor building, he would be a ton more bloody for Yeah, right. Like, I'm sorry. It's just not realistic. Unless something broke his fall pretty early on, or several times, or whatever, but even then, his body should show more signs.
Hi, TK, good evening.
Namely that the big building has a hidden 51st floor. What? That's right, a hidden floor. With a hidden entrance on the rooftop. If you left that way, he wouldn't have needed to ride the elevator. What? But you said it was hidden, right? That it was a secret. How would the president even know about it? It's an interesting question, and one I don't have an answer to just yet. For now, this is just a theory. So what are we talking about exactly? What is this hidden floor of yours? Sounds like the kind of place your little ninja friend would happily spend time in.
No, I hate it there. Don't make me go back.
Unfortunately, Kay's memories of it are far from happy. There's a secret storeroom up there where they kept the lots for an underground auction. The whole sordid scheme was uncovered just yesterday. An underground auction? What the heck are you trying to say? The President Wang was involved somehow. I don't have any proof, but I certainly think it's a possibility.
Yeah, based on what we've seen of him, he totally seems the type.
Oh, he doesn't. He'd never do that. Not the president. Legal underground auctions. No. He'd have nothing to do with it. Nothing. What's gotten into him? I hope you two are feeling lucky. Because when people start saying stuff like that, I start biting.
Yeah, no, we definitely had some pretty violent deaths. This one seems almost tame in comparison. Like, he's just on the ground.
Huh, she ran away. You know nothing, neither of you. You have no idea how much the people love him, how well respected he is. It's already true. I guess we know what lurks behind that seemingly respectable public face. But the people of Shengfa clearly don't. I wonder if I should tell him the truth about his beloved president. No, what good would it do? It would only upset him more. Forgive me, Agent Lang, I didn't mean to upset you. We spoke out of turn, both of us. I can only apologize. Apology accepted, and reciprocated. I'm sorry I got carried away. It's alright, Kay, you can come out now.
Sorry.
It's fine. It's not you I'm upset with. It's the animal who killed the president.
Well, ain't you just a fine figure of a man? Oh, patriotic and such, gotta tip your hat to that sort of thing.
What are you talking about?
Well, I got good news for you, Mr. Patriot. Real good news.
What?
I know, ain't hack your pal, the President moseyed on downstairs via 51.
Really?
I was hunkered down in that there storeroom the whole dang time. Eyes peeled like oranges.
Of course, she would have already snuck in by that point. Thanks. That's very useful to know. Well, Mr. Prosecutor. What? I guess my theory still stands, which means I'm not budging an inch. Nobody saw the president after he met with Gavel 2 nights ago, that's a fact. But it's also a fact that the body appeared only last night. How could the president have fallen from the roof 2 nights ago and only been found today? That seems a little slow as falls go, wouldn't you say? Sure, there are questions that still need answering, I'll give you that. Then I guess there's one thing we can both agree on. Oh yeah? What's that? The question of exactly what happened here yesterday will require further investigation.
Yeah, I guess we all know for sure is that all we know for sure is that the body and the footprints appeared during the night.
Oh.
Agent Lang, we'd like to hand the body off to the coroner if you don't mind.
Fine. He's all yours. Just take care of him, okay? I'm more surprised he apparently still seems to be, like, vacuumed into his suit. How that holds up when he's dead is surprising.
Oh, one last thing.
What?
We found footprints near the body. I mean, footprints in the footprint, if you will. Little ones in the, big one.
Human footprints and a monster print. Interesting. And what kind of prints?
Sir, they were child's footprints, about the size of your average elementary school kid. What? Huh? Elementary school? No, it couldn't be.
What now? It's Nichols.
Oh, I didn't mean to butt in, sorry.
Was there something you wanted to say? She's so scared of.
There's something I have to tell you. You probably think it was pretty awful of me, but...
I'm sure it's nothing you need to be quite so nervous about. Well, what is it?
Last night I came here.
What? You mean you came back to the set? Why?
Well, I just wanted to... I was worried about him, so I came back to check. Check on Sean, I mean.
Sean, the boy. Makes sense.
Yes, you see, he stayed behind on his own last night to rehearse. Wow, he really takes the job seriously, huh? Well, this movie is his first lead role, and he's trying so hard to make it perfect.
So she might have seen what happened last night.
And what time was this? Let's see, it was already after 10, I think. It looked like it might be about to rain, so I got a little worried and came down. And when I got here, well...
You saw something, didn't you?
Yes. Sean was there on his own, running his lines. And towering above him there was this long, like, really, really long neck.
Neck?
Yes, with skin like an enormous worm. It was like a dinosaur.
Oh, wait, you mean...
It must be. Gordy! Good old Gordy!
You didn't give me the slip last time, you slimy old lizard, but I got you now.
What? Now Gordy's involved too? Yeah, I think he might be. I was surprised as you are. Although, I guess Sean was practicing being a kid who can communicate with monsters.
Ha, dang, you're right. You could have been communicating for real with them little horn doohickeys eyes.
Right, but it seemed more like he was kind of looking up and talking right to him. It was like they were friends. It is pretty weird, right?
That's not a neck. Isn't that clearly just the sheets over your funny little camera thing? At least from the way it's drawn here. Dang, tooting is weird, weirder than a mustache on a mule. How could he cheat on his best monster pal like that? I feel movies and reality might be getting a little mixed up here. Also, I'm so sorry. I know this is the last case and it's gonna be real serious and real depressing and whatever, but this is how we're opening it up with, oh yes, monsters are running rampant, blah blah blah. I can't wait for the absolute whiplash.
It's good, it's good.
It's just a little unserious right now. I feel. And you're absolutely certain that's what you saw?
Oh yes, but only for a moment. I was so shocked I just turned and ran.
How about that, Mr. Prosecutor? And then the mysterious beast to contend with. Don't tell me you believe this nonsense, Agent Lang. The monster angle's neither here nor there. But I think we have a pretty good idea. Now, who do we need to speak to next? A young Mr. Fan, if he really was here last night, then there's a good chance he saw something. My thoughts exactly. Yeah. Yeah, no, definitely. It's gonna... Oh, God. It's gonna... be out of the world. Because it's so... I'm sorry. This is so unserious right now. The prosecution calls Sean Fan to the stand. Except he's not here anymore.
Sean ran off just a moment ago.
What?
We need to go after him. Where'd he go?
Where did he go?
Maybe he just went home. You're right. They won't be doing any filming today after all.
Sure. Or maybe he went on a lam.
Nah, you're just overthinking things, surely.
He's a child, Agent Lang. There's no way he killed the president. Not on his own. And who said he was on his own, huh? Maybe a monster gave him a hand. Maybe he summoned one of his creature feature pals to help him. Yes, very funny. I'm not saying the kid did it. Not for sure, anyway. Not yet. But he's our most important witness right now, and we need to find him.
Gamsho!
Miss Ashworth!
Hey, it's Gummy.
Oh, hey.
He ran away.
What was that about? Oh, well, just goes to show that your police force can't be trusted. Are you saying you intend to continue investigating the president's murder alone? Yeah, so what?
Well, last time we met you, you had about 800 other agents helping you.
Sure, but I told you I'm a lone wolf now. You got a problem with that? I don't need lackeys and I don't need friends. All I need are these fangs right here. Keep things nice and simple. No lackeys, no friends. Anyway, catch you both around.
Things just done got interesting. Sounds like you got my work cut out for me. 2 big beasties on the prowl. How we? Is there any scoops? If I don't catch at least one, I ain't no shutterbuck worthy of the name. Oh, this all got kind of complicated, huh?
It did. The Torosaurus footprints were bad enough. Now Gohori? This might as well be a movie.
Well then, we better get our monster hunting shoes on.
I suppose we had. Huh. Who's that? Oh!
That's one of Agent Lang's old team.
I came across a few of them on previous cases, but this one's on his own. Excuse me. Oh, Mr. Ashworth. Long time no see.
How come you're not with Agent Lang?
Chief, he's not technically my boss anymore. Really? What happened? You remember that case from a month or so back? The Adaganasu case. How could we forget? He made kind of a big mistake there. Came about as close to aiding and abetting a serious criminal as you can come and still keep your job. Dude, I guess that was pretty close. Well, being Shifu, he took full responsibility, so they disbanded our team.
Oh, that's harsh.
But it explains why he's now a lone wolf, as he puts it.
So, what are you doing here?
I want to tell you the truth, I was worried about him. I think he's been chasing ghosts. Ghosts from 12 years ago, to be precise. 12 years ago? What does that mean? Sorry, I already said too much. I better be on my way. This goes of Agent Lang's. They have something to do with the case we're currently investigating.
Well, looks like everybody left except us. What do we do now?
Good question. Miss Howard went off monster hunting, and I guess Agent Lang is busy trying to track down young Sean. Perhaps we should try investigating another angle.
What kind of other angle?
Somebody needs to get Judge Gavel's side of the story.
Oh yeah, you're right. What did she say again?
She said over the trial of Fifi Lagarde in a bit, yeah.
I guess the trial will be beginning right about now.
Indeed. I think we better head down to the courthouse, don't you?
Alright, let's go.
Forget it. Yeah. To be continued, that's a perfect place to stop, though. Thank you very much, game. I appreciate it. Why does it keep jumping to a new save point, though? Oh, whatever. Ah! Ooh! Oh, I guess they found someone for the prosecution and someone for the defense, huh? But that's for next time. That is for next time.
Thank you.
Well, that means we got an hour. We got an hour of this case. See, that means it's only like another 10 or whatever. Thank you. No, thank you for coming. Oh man. Interesting. That's gonna be fun. But yeah, every time in an Ace Attorney game where they're like, oh, you don't mean this case that from 12 years ago could still be relevant. This case from 18 years ago. Every time they do that, the case becomes relevant. We just need to find the necessary evidence to tie it all together. And I mean, we already had 18 years ago. What? 12 years old case. Yeah, whatever. 12 years old case. We have a child that's 13. We don't know whose child that is yet. Did I start a Sunday stream at like 2 p.m? No. I can tell you that right now because I actually won't be home most of Sunday until like sometime in the evening. So no, Sunday won't be a normal evening stream. But yeah, that is gonna be it for tonight then. Sad. Yeah. We'll get to at some point, but not this weekend. Also, I just found out today that on Friday I have to stay longer at work, which is really short notice, so that's also gonna be fun. Not, but we'll have to see how that's gonna go. Anyway, that is it for now. Still, the plan is a Friday stream at the normal time, and we'll be finally, hopefully, I know I've said this for like 3 weeks, but we'll finally actually finish Boyfriend Dungeon. At least that's the plan. Plan is to finish Boyfriend Dungeon. We'll have to see how that's actually gonna go. But yeah, for now, have a good night, everyone. I'll send you guys over to Artie, who is randomly streaming despite technically being on break, and he's doing some web fishing and catching up, and I would like to say hello. Oh yeah, everyone tell Artie, I know I told him when we actually did it during stream, but everyone tell him we finally got his murder. After 18 years, we got his murder. Here's the right message. Have a good night, everyone. Thank you so much for coming. Bye.
I'll see you on Friday. Have a good night. Bye bye. Bye bye.